Let's go. Let's go. CLDI really wants to break out. Really wants to break out, doesn't it? Really wants to break out. Does it have enough volume though? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Tuesday fun day. Tuesday fun day. Cole, good morning. Chance, good morning. Mohammed, good morning. Archer, good morning. Salat, good morning. UC, good morning. Lazy, good morning. YW, good morning. Donald, Crown, good morning. Alan. Hey, good morning. Seven, good morning. Floyd, good morning. Floyd, send me a message in Discord. Your one-on-one is at a weird time tomorrow. The only reason I say weird is because of the Fed, right? So we have the Fed meeting, and we're gonna be on stream. So we can do it like a little bit earlier, just a little bit, like just an hour earlier. That'd be perfect. Send me a message. Jericho, good morning. Green, not greedy. Let's go. Wealthy Tuesday, please. X, good morning. Sock Monkey, good morning. Wes, good morning. Tony, good morning. Good morning, Sora. Amy, good morning. Jimbo, good morning. Shane, good morning. Kel, coffee? Cookie time? Let's go. Good morning, Kel. Robert, good morning. Jay, good morning. Good morning, Pat. Oleg, ayo. Marty, good morning. Good morning, Ian. Glad to be back, sort of. Yeah, ready for you to get back so we can cook. Mark, let's go. Good morning, Mark. Hunter, good morning. Other Tony, good morning. Chris, good morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Let's make monies, please. The S&P is green, but selling off a little bit into the open here. So let's see what that thing does. Alrighty. A few other names we're going to be looking at in terms of like momentum. SGD is one of them. I like the way that this thing has created a nice little demand zone around $1 here. The volume isn't quite there yet. Maybe the volume will show up after the open though. So clearly this is a watch. And then your potential breakout will be a breakup like $1.15. $1.15, then you're looking for $1.30. So SGD, we're gonna keep an eye on that. SLRX, these guys ran like 300% early this morning, 400%, but it's been trending down ever since. So just just something to keep an eye on, just because it was up so much. Not that it looks amazing though. Winterfell, good morning. CLDI, obviously we just talked about this one coming into the open, right? You can see that thing trying to break out and hold. Right? I think the only issue is my Discord is going off. And the only issue is like our double top is right below $1. So even if we do break out here, we still need to clear $1. So and honestly, sometimes when you're this close to the open, you're better off just letting the market open. Erica, good morning. Kital, good morning. Saif, good morning. Gopher, good morning. Mayhem, good morning. Betang, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Alrighty, and then SOAR, you can see the levels for SOAR, right? There's a triple bottom now around $2.15, and then a lot of resistance below $2.65. Alrighty, so we're gonna keep an eye on that one as well. Cool. Coming into the open, NIVF had some news, and the stock said, "Oh yeah, let's send it." So that was a nice pop, right? And then we failed and started dipping. So we do have a few names to look at. In terms of like favorites still going into the open, right? SGD looks good to me. This one stands out, right? So even though it doesn't quite have volume yet, sometimes we see this stuff, no volume, sideways, market open, boom skis, right? So that stands out. CLDI stands out as well. So we're going to keep an eye on this one. And then SOAR, right? So those are my top three for now. But again, we have a whole bunch of other names to look at, right? STAI with a nice little pop here, right? So these are the names that look interesting, so that's why we have them up here. So STAI, NIVF, right? SLRX, right? A whole bunch of other names, and we'll get to them once the market opens. Good morning, everybody. Question for you guys in the chat: what's your favorite stock going into the open? Emma, good morning. What's your favorite stock going into the open? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. So this $1 has been a nice little base here, but then we have a lot of resistance here, right? I mean, I say $1.15 just because it sounds nice, um, but it's not exactly like the top of the range. Then, Dan, good morning, Dan. How are you feeling? CLDI. Okay, so for most of you, it's CLDI then, right? So yeah, top three, right? CLDI, SGD, and then SOAR. We'll see which of these can actually break out, right? So and then go from there. Actually, the reason why STAI is popping is because they just had more news. Scantech AI unlocks potential $100 million market opportunity through TIPS procurement contract with Creeksource Consulting. That's a lot of rubbish, isn't it? But anyways, it's news. It's news. The market will always react to that. So this thing was already on the list, and now the company's like, "Oh yeah, you want to see some news? So let's see what happens here at the view app. Rita, good morning. Waiting for the next one. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so here comes a test of $1 here for STAI. Patrick, let me know if you have a question for that one. Uh, hmm, okay, Floyd, I'll get back to you. Just kind of let me know how your day looks like, Floyd, and then I'll get back to you. Uh, to, whenever you're trying to watch a video, guys, one of the classes or anything else, make sure you're clicking the link, not trying to watch it in Discord. Sometimes Discord can't tell that you're a member already on YouTube, so it's like, hey, you have to be a legend member. So if you're ever trying to watch an educational video and it's saying that you don't have access to watch it, you're not a member. Obviously, you are. Click the actual link, right? Or go to YouTube under the video section. It's gonna be there. Cool. We're failing at the view up for now, though, guys, for STAI, right? Which is not a surprise. We know that already. That's why that circle is there. So that level needs to be broken. Ready? Cool. Spy with a nice little pop off this line here. Not sure why we put this. Oh, that's why. That's why that line is there. So it's from yesterday and it's still holding. Um, it kind of feels a little bit slow going into the open for most of these names, doesn't it? Kind of, a little bit. Matt, good morning. A little bit. Don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you haven't already. Please and thank you. Take a second, smash a like. Hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel. And if you're not a member yet and you wanted to join us in Discord, click this link at the bottom of the chat. Alrighty, again, good morning. Happy Tuesday. And let's make some monies, please. No need to rush at the open, usual, right? No need to rush. Patience will pay you. Alrighty. So we will keep an eye on these names. We have 5 minutes left, so plenty of time. Laura, good morning. Are you ready for tomorrow, Laura? Chaos. Sandra, good morning. Batang, welcome to the community. You signed up for the wrong level though, so make sure you sign up. Go back to the same link and click on upgrade to legend. Alrighty, so legend is the level that gives you access to Discord. Let's go, Jameson. How are you doing, Jameson? I saw your messages, Jameson. I was just so busy I couldn't respond. Shaftman, good morning. Justin, good morning. If you think LiDAR has potential for one more breakout, probably, Patrick. Do you have a position though? No, that's okay, Jameson. That's okay. You know that happens to everybody. Um, everybody. And how to swing a stock, Danny? You just haven't been to the education channel yet. There's a video there already. There's a video. If you go to the new trader education section or the education section, there's a video that says how to look for swing plays for large caps, small caps, and momentum stocks. You saw it? Oh, I saw it. So what's the point of how to swing a stock. Thank you, Dan. There you go. See, I watched that video. Watch the video. Yes, most of these names are just kind of going sideways for now. Yes, please. Uh, maybe once the market opens, SGD will come back and retest the dollar. ATNF is halted. Upsized $425 million private placement to establish an Ether treasury reserve led by. Okay, cool. Huh. Cool. It's interesting how these companies are all switching to from we're medical company to no, now we buy crypto. Doug, good morning. Let's go, Dan. Let's go. Time to cook and queue. Yeah, you have a lot of videos, Danny. You have a lot of videos to catch up to before we get to. Yeah, already. Lots of videos. I don't know why SGD gives us that sneaky feeling, sneaky feeling. That $1 level has been a good level, right? If you bought this thing closer to a dollar, you're happy. If you're not in a position, you're maybe hoping we can get that scam dip to a dollar after the market opens. But if we break out here and the volume actually comes in, it could give us a nice pop to $1.30 there. And then let's see what happens beyond that. For now, though, let's see. We're obviously at resistance here. So you either need to dip back to a dollar or it needs to break out. One of the two. Ready? So we shall see. So again, I like that one. I like CLDI, right? We're obviously at resistance as well at a dollar for this one. So this one needs to clear a dollar or come back and retest between 80 and 75 cents for CLDI. Cool. SOAR is still just testing the bottom here. It doesn't understand that the name is SOAR, not test the abyss, right? So, anyways, for now, 2.15 all the way down to $2 would be a potential support for this one here for SOAR. Cool. So those are my top three for now, and then some of these other names we're gonna look at as the market opens, which we just did, and let's see the violence. Ooh, SPY with a nice little pop there actually. And then SOAR still just sitting at the bottom here trying to decide what it wants to do. Trying to decide what it wants to do. Dang, why are the markets cooking like that? Damn. Why do the markets pop like that? The markets are like, excuse me. Excuse me. Actually, well, SPY didn't quite pop as much as NQ did. Not sure why NQ is pumping like that though. That would have been a nice long off the bottom there. SOAR is holding the bottom of the range here still, guys, which is a good thing. Which is a very, very good thing. So let's see if it stays above. Hmm. Let's see. Nope, it's coming back down again for a retest. So here comes a retest at that $2 level. SGD, not a whole lot of volume on this one, so that thing needs a bit more volume. And then we couldn't break above that dollar level for CLDI, right? So this is why we say patience at the open, guys. Right? Nothing really, really, really stands out yet. STAI is trying to break above that VWAP, so if it does, that's a really good thing. So we shall see. We shall see. Hmm. TNFA, yeah. UAVS, Jameson, okay. Looking for an entry in TNEN. I'll take a look at those in a second. Everything just seems to be trying to figure out where where it wants to test before the boom skis. SLRX is halted up. So this is the one that ran crazy this morning. It is halted up. So let's see what happens here. Let's see. So that's halted up, and we're still kind of playing games here with this one. Yeah, nothing stands out now that the market's open, so it's more of a wait and see game. So what are we doing? So we're still just sitting at the 200 EMA here for SOAR. I don't mind that it's holding $2, but nothing seems to be getting a whole bunch of volume. A Wolf with a bit of a pop. IXHL is halted down, by the way. What's SPY doing here, Dan? Damn, SPY actually came all the way down to retest the bottom of the range. NQ doesn't care though. See, that's what I mean. NQ will yeah, IXHL with a nasty drop there. We don't really need to look at that if it's dropping anyways, you know. Every day, no shorts, just long. Seriously, Dad, seriously. My goodness, we do need some volume on some of these stocks though. They all seem to just, want to test the bottoms first, which is fine. Which is okay. Which is okay. There we go. You sent me a DM. Yeah, it's always I don't always look at those DMs at the open. I just always ignore DMs at the open, especially. Always. Yeah, see, SPY still in the middle here, Dan, right? Like it's just stuck in the middle, but NQ's done some crazy things already. SGD really isn't giving us much here. So no breakout, no retest of the bottom yet. Right? SLRX is still halted up. So waiting for that on hold there. We're testing the 200 EMA for this one. So that might be an interesting spot if we can stay above 75, which is the level we were looking at, right? So let's see if we can stay off the bottom. Let's see if we can stay off the bottom there. Yeah. See if we can stay off the bottom there. So as long as we can stay above this 200 EMA for CLDI, there might be something interesting there. Alrighty. So the 200 EMA and then this level, that demand zone, CLDI. So let's see. SOAR is also holding that 200 EMA. So let's see if we can stay above. So that's the $2 level we mentioned earlier. There we go. Dangerous. Options and stonks. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good, Jamieson. Yeah, I'm usually paying attention to stream chat and stock general at the open. SGD boom skis, finally. Yeah. So a little bit of a pop there. Let's see if this candle can finally close. Right. So this one kind of gives you those weird vibes for some reason. Like it wants to do some nice things, you know. We'll see if we can close this candle above. There we go. Natalia, good morning. Hello, hello. There we go. 120, guys. 120. Type yes in the chat if you're holding SGD. Type yes in the chat if you're holding this one. Right? Again, there's a reason why we like this one, right? It wasn't really doing much, but these days, some of these stocks that aren't doing very much, but they actually have a nice base coming into the open have been the best names, right? So part of the reason why we like this one a lot coming into the open. Let's see if we can break above $1.20 and then push for the VWAP at the top of the range. $1.20 really, I'm not really looking at that as major resistance. It's more so the closer we get to that VWAP, that's the problem, right? So $1.20 to me is not a problem, and it doesn't seem to be a problem on the chart either, right? So nice easy breakout there on that thing. But here you go. 103, 83, 103. Dang. Okay. Might have to look at that thing then. Here we go. A Boeing in the last 5 minutes. Maybe, Brie. Maybe. Everybody, in all these trade deals, Boeing seems to be included in there somehow. Isn't that interesting? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff we can say about that, but CLDI is holding that 200 EMA already, so that's good. Yeah, so let's see if we can continue to stay about that. And then I'm going to pull up IXHL here. Winterfell, criminal. Yeah, that was a nasty drop there, wasn't it? Not sure if there was a catalyst there for that drop, but not sure if there was. Yeah, bit of just a fake out. Fubo? Okay. Well, Fubo needs to stop charging prices like that. SLRX is also halted up again for the second time now. So some of these names are coming back to life. Back to life. Let's see. So that's halted, and then it seems like we're just kind of playing games for now with the with the VWAP here for SGD. Just playing games here for now. Let's see. Yeah, don't forget to smash a like, guys. Yeah, not quite sure what SPY wants to do here yet, even though there's all of that resistance at the top there. So that name's halted, and so is the other one. And then we're still kind of waiting for this one to break above that VWAP, right? But again, the closer we got to this VWAP, the more resistance we were always going to have. So this level for SGD is going to be a problem. Always going to be a problem. Oof. Let's see what this looks like on a different time frame. Okay, so yeah, it looks like we failed at the top there for now. We need something else that is okay. This one's on halted now. On halted. Yeah, IXHL 10 seconds. There you go, on halted. Basically on halted at the same price. So not a whole lot happening there on that one. I want to see some of these candles close above 220 for SLRX, or maybe just dip and retest the 200 and or the 9, and then maybe we have something. So close above 220 or retest. Alrighty, SGD again is kind of done the obvious, so it's retesting that little breakout line we had at the bottom here. So let's see if we can hold above that, and then curl. If we can, then that's a really good thing. And that is a very, very good thing. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's a good scalp. And then IXHL is back to $1.08, $1.10. So that thing's recovering the whole scam dip. Yeah. ST, yep. You're gonna have a lot of resistance though, between $1.10 and $1.15. So if you bought the dip skis, beautiful. Just be aware. $1.10 to $1.15 there. We're sitting at $1.10 now. Alrighty, SGD is again retesting that breakout zone. So let's see if we can stay above that. The S&P is retesting the bottom here. So I wonder if we're just gonna keep going up and down for now. I wonder if this is the exact same thing that happened yesterday. You know, like we go up, we go down. I don't think it's quite sure what it wants to do yet. So just be careful with these candles, especially at the open. CLDI is still playing with that 200 EMA there. So what's 75 cents? If that thing doesn't hold that level, you might have a problem. Alrighty, and then you're looking for some of these candles on SLRX to close above and hold 220, and then continue pushing. This thing is up 200%, so this one most likely had majority of the volume in pre-market. So maybe not a surprise that the market opened and it was crashing for a long time, and then decided to pump. Right, so nice little pop there. Nice little pop. A wave with a nice little bounce as well. Wave. Z wave. The wave. Interesting. What's SPY doing here? Did we make brand new lows in that candle? Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Yeah, so we're failing at $1.10, $1.13 for now on IXHL, so that's not a surprise. Right in between that range we talked about. STAI is coming back as well. So nice little dip, a little bit of consolidation at 92, and then pop. There it goes. STAI. I like this one yesterday in after hours. I liked it a lot. It just didn't have the volume for the breakouts. SGD is super slow, but it's doing what it's supposed to do, isn't it? Right? Like we just came back to retest the line, and it's holding that line for now. So as long as it can hold that, and then SLRX is halted up again. Mohammed, quick profits. Yeah, so this one's halted up at $2.30 now. So that thing is yeah, that thing is flying, flying. Let's see. Perfect. Yeah, are you in that, Jameson? MCVT? Yeah. We have so many random names this morning. So many random names. This one's halted, this one's going, this one's halted, this one's going. So many random names. Okay, sounds good. There goes STI retesting that $1.10 resistance. MCVT is back. 1 minute. ST. Okay, sounds good. There we go. AMD calls. Okay. What's SPY doing here? Oof. SPY is getting slapped there. Yeah, perfect. I like what SGD is doing, right? This is beautiful. This is the most reliable chart we've seen today. SGD. The most reliable chart we've seen today is this one. There we go. Yeah, it's really trying to it's really trying to, right? This level's been good. That 200 EMA, that's 75, right? As long as this thing stays above 75, I don't mind it. So definitely one of the names I like. SLRX is halted down now. So unhalted and then immediately halted down. You ask the same question every day, Bend, right? You guys think we'll go back up? It will at some point, yeah. Some point, yes. Yeah, DRRX is actually looking really, really good, even though I haven't really pulled it up yet. Hmm. Huh. You know, sometimes you wish like news like that would come out in pre-market so you can get ready for it. But they obviously wanted to drop that stuff at the open because this thing was doing absolutely nothing, right? I mean, half of the news. Like this initially happened in early pre-market, but then they dropped another SEC filing there, and then a nice pump and halt. DRXX. I stay out of it for you. No, that's okay. SGD is sitting at the double top for now, so it needs to break out. Let's go, Joshy. How are you, Josh? Let me pull up Rumble. Let's see. Let's go. Okay, I could pause that. Let's go. Is hmm. Any idea? I think it's gonna be like this into the Fed meeting tomorrow. Um, it's just gonna be like that, up and down volatility. Alrighty, so just expect chaos. Yeah, SPY's looking weak ski, but I bet you that thing is gonna recover back to the top again. You know, so it's gonna be like that, up and down into the Fed meeting. STI is hitting brand new highs of the day here, at least retesting them. Well, brand new highs, $1.15. So that looks good. That was a good bounce up the bottom there. And then SGD, you can see that double top, right? We can't seem to break above it yet. So, and then you have the VWAP at the top there. Now we're back to retesting the bottom again. So let's see if we can stay above that same bottom. If not, we're going to come back and retest the actual bottom. News for that one? No, I don't think there was any news for that, Justin. That was just a good looking chart that had momentum in pre-market. Exceptional vacation season, lots of beautiful sights and great company. Let's go, Josh. Let's go. I need to pull up the wheel and put some names on the wheel and do some giveaways, Josh. Let's go. So yeah, it looks like $1.15 is still the high for STAI. SGD is still testing that 114, 113 and holding it. So for now, that's the support. But at some point, if this thing wants to go though, this is why we keep saying like the VWAP is so important, right? This little red line here, you see, that's the VWAP, right? So usually when stocks are below the VWAP, that line creates problems, right? And the 200 EMA is equally as important. So when you're below those two lines, you kind of have an issue. So for now, if this thing really wants to cook, it needs to break above that VWAP. And if it does, send it. CLDI is still just playing with that same bottom here, AK, right? You can see it, like it's the 200 EMA that it's trying to hold. It just doesn't have the volume yet to cook. And then DRXX is still halted up here. Yeah, they're just consolidating, Joseph. Yeah, it is annoying, isn't it? Anyways, there goes SGD with another bounce off the bottom there. But how many times are we going to keep bouncing? Damn, Dan, are you cooking in those candles? Here we go. Perfect. Let's go, Chris. And looks like we're halted on now on this one here, SLRX. Right. STI is looking really, really good though. Slow and steady. Last night, I think we really struggled in this range. This morning, actually, right around $1.20. Last night it was $1.28, $1.30. So that little 10-cent range from 120 to 130 seems to be a big problem for this one. For now, though, it's done really well. Really, really well. GRXX is on halted. On halted. I'm gonna pull up the wheel for a Josh giveaway. Alrighty, I'm gonna leave these other two names on here because of last time, and then we'll add some more names as the day goes on here. DRXX is hitting brand new highs of the day as well. So 260, 263, 263, and here comes brand new highs. So yeah, that candle made a 1 penny high and then dipped. 1 penny high and then dipped. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. Again, CLDI is doing a really good job of holding that demand zone. A really good job of holding it. The question is, does it have enough volume to pump though? I know AK is diamond handling this one, so AK, hopefully. Let me take a look at ATNF. These guys announced a whole bunch of money to buy some crypto, right? Obviously, a nice little spike there. If you're interested in this though, just be careful, please. Not sure how these crypto headlines are gonna keep performing. So just be very, very careful. Let's go, Josh. It's always hard to do. You're hitting the showers. You know, when someone says hitting the showers, it makes you think of like sports. 76 AK. Okay. Much love, Dan. We'll do the giveaway. We'll add some names and then do giveaways. Ron wants to be on the giveaway wheel, so I'm gonna put Ron on there. Let's do IT on the wheel. Ibrahim. Those Ibra. Okay, it's all. I don't know why your name is all caps, but it's okay. No, so these giveaways, especially these ones, these are non-member giveaways. Alrighty, so just a month of Discord. Yeah. Let's put truth on the wheel. Lizzie. Aiden. So all the members are like me. Add me on the wheel. Yeah, Pedro. Yeah. So you guys are members. Mike, let's add Mike on the wheel. Mike is always in the chat. add me, Tony. Add me, Donald. I don't know why some of the names are caps and some of the names aren't capped, but YW is always in the chat. E AL, and then let's do one more. Devrin, let's do Devrin then. Oh, this thing has a little change in color wheel thing now. They've updated it. Very cool. Okay, let's spin the wheel. The first winner. The first winner. Who is it gonna be? You know what's interesting? It's Ryan. Ryan, are you in the chat? But let's take a look at this though. We'll come back to that wheel. Yeah, 3x. No, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I saw. Right. Nice little pop there for SGD. Right. Beautiful. So again, SGD, we like just the way that it's performing. Just from a technical point of view, this is nice. Right. So holding levels that it's supposed to, trying to break out above levels that it's supposed to. So this is nice, slow and steady. SOAR. What are we doing? Yeah, SOAR came back and consolidated off $1.90s, 95 $1.90. So if it can stay above that level, that's good. CLDI is just annoying at this point, right? It goes up and it comes back down, goes up and it comes back down. So that 50 EMA is a problem there. SPY with a nice little recovery there. Interesting. Hmm. 3%. I like it a lot. Well done. Yeah, we need to break above this 130 zone and then push for 150 if the volume permits. STAI, brand new highs of the day, so this is looking good as well. STAI, 124 high. Nice circles. Cycles. Yeah. Is Ryan in the chat, guys? I don't think so, right? So I think we might have to do the spin again. Okay, let's spin it again. Spin, spin, spin. Who is it gonna be? Is it gonna be Ron, or is it gonna be IT? It's gonna be Ron. I like how they've updated this thing. It actually looks cool. Ron, send me a DM or send me an email. Hotratesx@gmail. Congratulations, Ron. Okay, I'm gonna remove Ron off the list. Yeah, Ron says, yeah, baby. So yeah, send me a DM or send me an email. Alrighty. Again, always make sure you include your Discord username when you send me a message, please and thank you. Otherwise, I can't really help. Dugan. Let's do it. Perfect. Are you ready to spin again? Let's spin it again. Spin, 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 spin. Ooh, it's gonna be IT or it's gonna be IT. IT's been in the chat like every day now. So congratulations, IT. Already. Again, send me an email, hottradesx@gmail, with your Discord username included in that email. So congratulations. Yeah. Says woots. Thank you very much, Josh. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Yeah, look at ATNF, right? The raising monies to buy crypto doesn't always work out as well as you need it to. Also, not sure why they halted the stock to unhalted at the open. That's almost the worst strategy they could have used. Just drop the news and let the stock move, right? When you halt it into the open like that, you're making it compete with all the other stocks that are shining. So not exactly a good thing. SGDs for some reason can't seem to break out yet and stay above the VWAP, so it still needs to. And then CLDI is still kind of playing games there. Halted on DRRX. And then that was a nice pop on SOAR there. Off the bottom, that was a really nice pop. And then STAI is still just playing games in that supply zone, so that thing needs to break out as well. Need the breakout. SoFi? No, I haven't looked at SoFi today. I looked at it last night though and posted the levels. Mm. Yep. You can tell though, CLDI like it really wants to go, AK. You're still in that 76 cents, right? Yeah, it really, really wants to go. The question is, where's the volume coming from? Where's the volume coming from, CLDI? Yep. Let's go, Jeff. Good morning. Hello, hello. Yeah, that thing almost needs to just break above the 50 EMA. Yeah, if you look, so the yellow line was a nice little, hold level, but once we broke below, now it's being used as resistance. So we need to break above that yellow line there. And then we're getting some nice higher lows on SGD, so that thing needs to break out. This is usually, if SGD goes, there's another play that's a sympathy play, SGBX, right? So that's the other one that we could watch if this one goes. If you did, Daryl, nice. I like it a lot. Okay. You bought a 91, Jeff? I'll take a look. I mean, I like your entry, Jeff. I like your entry. Alrighty, do you have a stop loss in that position? I think you're gonna be fine as long as you stay above 95. So if I were you in that same position, I would almost put a stop loss right below 95, like right below. Just so you also stay green in that position. Alrighty. Yeah, mental stop loss. Yeah, not sure how I feel about your mental stop loss when you're working, So that dip this morning looked like a scam dip. So I'm glad that it's back above $1, but just make sure that you're not just, you don't just have mental stop losses. Yeah, just in case. Again, SGD is still one of my favorite stocks for now. Yeah, still one of my favorite stocks. What's your position in IT? What's your position in STAI? You're clearly hitting resistance here at 125, so be careful. 125 is the same resistance from last night. 125, 120, 130. So that 10-cent range, right? So this obviously is not a level to be jumping in at. You're down $20,000. I need that one. Makes it back. Let me know what to buy. Buy a Discord membership, Ben. Alrighty. That's the one. Danny's too busy scalping futures. Jameson, I see your position now. Yeah, I just looked. Okay. Okay, sounds good. Floyd, thank you very much. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Yeah, PLRZ came back a little bit. CASK, this one we looked at yesterday. Nice little bounce there. So we just have a whole bunch of random names, popping, pumping, and dumping all over the place. All over the place. This one's going, this one's crashing. This one's pumping, this one's crashing. Yeah, it does. It does. You just need to make sure you have a really good stop loss there, though, Joseph. Right? You don't always want stocks, just sitting at the bottom for this long. Because when they do, violence usually happens on the way down. Right? So you want to be careful. And it looks like this candle is making new lows here now. So that's not exactly a good thing. Right? I think the only other difference too is it's below the VWAP, right? When your stock is below the VWAP, it can be a problem. So for now, 75. Let's see if it can stay above that. Yeah. Yep. It's one thing to sit at support, but you can't just sit there for like 30 minutes. People get tired of watching it, at the bottom. Red to green, Martin. Good. Good. Yeah, it's looking sussy, isn't it? Looking sussy. Yeah, that 50 EMA. This is why, again, we have these lines on the chart, like the moving averages. Just so sometimes you can kind of see what the problem is, right? If you look to the left hand side, you can see that yellow line was initially like a line that was holding it up. But once we broke below, then that yellow line became resistance, right? So that's always a bit of an issue. SLRX is still slowly creeping up here, even though it's in a supply zone. 120, 115 resistance. Let me take a look, Jameson. Yeah. MCVT. Very nice. I like it, Jameson. Well done. I like it. Yeah, it looks like it's going to break out. Well, it just did. That candle hasn't closed yet, Speedy. But that's a nice looking candle. STAI. Uh, there we go. AK, sounds good. Meeting time. See you later. Good job on this one, Jameson. Well done. Look for opportunities. Yeah, good pop from the abyss back to $7. Not bad. So we're hitting brand new highs of the day on MCVT and then STAI. And then the other ones are just mostly slacking for now. Slacking. I think if the markets are gonna dip going into tomorrow, that might be a good thing to look at, Joseph. Right, inverse of the markets. If we're going into August, that might be a really good alternative. If nothing else, as a hedge into the worst month of the worst month of the year, right? So yeah, depending on where they're at, right? So level wise. So brand new highs on STAI. $1.30. So we just hit brand new highs, including last night, right? Last night we kept failing in this range. We just broke above that range. So this is looking very good. Very, very good. Brand new highs. $135. Type yes in the chat if you're holding a STAI. 137. That thing is flying now. 140. Shish. That thing said, hey, look at me. I'm the captain now. And 118. I like that a lot, Yogi. halted up. STI is halted up. Beautiful. Yogi's smiling now. He's smiling. I don't know if this is one of those stocks that will halt up and then keep pumping though, so we'll see. We shall see. SGD again, we still like this one just because it's still holding that range. It's becoming a little bit annoying though, just the back and forth. But maybe a sympathy play. But this is looking good still though. Alrighty, it really needs to break out. Yeah, 3x, good. I like it. What are you in at, Flash? You got stopped at 114. You got stopped at um Bitcoin. How did you get stopped at 114? Right? You like on this candle here? I see. Okay. Yeah. So this is a bit of a lesson though. There's a video in Discord that talks about stop losses. If you're gonna move a stop loss on a stock that's trending higher, that stop loss usually should be going to the bottom of the previous low. Again, I'm okay with people getting stopped out in the green, right? So I don't think this is horrible for you. If you made nice monies all the way on the way up like this and you got stopped out right there, I think you're still fine. But in terms of stop losses, sometimes when you have really good entries, you usually want to go below like the bottom of the previous low, the bottom of the previous low, the bottom of the previous low. You want to do that on the way up. Alrighty. Um, yeah. Vegas jacuzzi. So congratulations if you're in this one. Again, we still like this one, right? SGD. So those are the two standouts for now. Honestly, SGD has been the top name today. Even though it's been super super slow, the chart's been really nice. Right? It just needs that breakout side though, right? And again, we're retesting the VWAP. So if it doesn't break out this time, that thing might see some violence back to the 200 EMA. Yeah, 115x. Yeah. That was the entry, 115. Okay, well done. So 115 to 140. Make sure you have a stop loss in there, right? Stay green. And then SGD 127. So here comes the real test of the VWAPs. You're in at 124, Ahmad. Okay, you got in a little bit high, so you really need that breakout here. Then you really need that breakout. There we go, 130. So testing highs of the day for now, and breaking out brand new highs. SGD. Boom skis. Love it. 135. If you're holding SGD, type yes in the chat. I bet you a lot more people are holding this one because this has been our favorite stock today, right? Um, type yes in the chat if you're in this one. And the yeses are going to be way more than STAI, probably. Probably. Yup. Yup, yup, yup. Yes, yes, yes. So brand new highs. We're testing that supply zone now. The supply zone gets a lot thicker the closer we get to 150, right? So just move those stop losses up, please. Alrighty. Just move them up. And then we're waiting for STAI to be unhalted. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Rita, well done. Well done, Danny. What's your entry on this one? You should be nice and green on this one, Danny, right? Should be green. Finn, I like it. So again, we're pushing into that supply zone now. Make sure you have a stop loss. All the way up. Nothing can stop us. 105, beautiful. Give me a high five, Danny. Well done. See why I mean that? See why we were telling you to join us in Discord, right? You see why? So we kept talking about this one retesting $1 and or breaking out, right? So and you bought in close to $1, and there you go, right? So sometimes when we say come join us in Discord, it's because sometimes we talk about things in there that So there you go. Congratulations. STI is unhalted, 145. So 146 at the top there. Here we go, 147. Can we again close to 150? I'm sure people are going to start selling here, right? But that thing is fighting. Fight, fight. Come on, fight. There we go, 147. Yeah, you can see a lot of profit taking going on there right around 150 though. Right, which is very common. Very, very common. And there we go. 148. There we go. Boom skis 150. So that candle hit 154. But obviously unable to close above 150 yet. Yogi, you took your monies? Yogi took his monies and ran. Yogi says, give me my monies. Give me my monies. Give me my monies. So yeah, 150. 150, beautiful. Yep. Beautiful, Yogi. Yeah, so a selling pressure always comes in at levels like these, right? So and there goes the drop. Surprise, surprise. Not really, right? So 150, always a problem. So when you have a nice position, you want to be scaling out of that position, right? So the 150 and then slap. Again, this doesn't mean that the stock is done for the day. You just expect retracements when you get to levels like that. Alrighty, so let's see if we can test and stay above the 9 EMA here. So around $1.35 and then go back up. Alrighty, so that looks okay still. SGD still looking fine, right? SGD. So this one needs to break out and the volume needs to come back in. There we go, 135. That dollar level was beautiful this morning, right? If you bought this thing, look at this green zone, guys, for SGD. Look at this. Look at this beauty, right? Look at this. Look at that green zone. Double bottom, demand zone, consolidating, right? And then boom skis. And we kept talking about how sometimes the stocks that do well after the open are the ones that are doing, the ones that are doing nothing into the open. So beautiful. And there goes brand new highs of the day for SGD. Brand new highs. Again, the closer we get to 140, the thicker that supply zone gets, right? I'm sure if we zoomed out, we're going to see why it's that thick, which we will at some point. But you bought a 106 call. There you go. Congrats. There we go. MC, that thing almost halted, and it said nope, Jameson, nope. STI is still holding that 135, right? So 9 EMA retest holding, so that's a good thing. Mohammed says done for the day. $350 profits, 3 trades. Thank you. Let's go, Mohammed. Well done. I like that a lot. Congratulations. So STI just came back. Like I said, just because we're dipping doesn't mean we're done, right? We do need to come back and retest. So $1.35, 9 EMA, and then back to 140s. So not dead yet. Correct, Danny. Like I said, 140 to close to 140. To 150 there. Lots of resistance. Alrighty. and then 144 for STAI. So both of these names kind of the same price range. They're both looking really good this morning. 136. Let it cook, Chris. When break above this supply zone. My goodness. Let me zoom out. I want to look at the daily here. That's why. This is why, right? It's because we've been to this level quite a few times, right? And every time we get to this level, it's a problem. So 140 to 150, if we can break above that, 150 to 155, then there's a lot more room to the upside. So just be aware of that. Alrighty. So the last, so this goes all the way back to April 2025, so a few months ago, right? So for the most part, every time we get to this level here, it's a problem, right? So starting with 140 and we're sitting at 138, so we need. That's why you can see that supply zone get thicker there, because we've failed here quite a few times. Alrighty, perfect. 139. Brand new highs. AEHL is halted up. So unhalted and then halted up. Here we go. Cooking, Elisa. STI is still looking good as well, right? So both of these names, like I said, same price range. They're moving nicely together. 147. So this one needs to close above $1.50. This one needs to close above $1.40 and then $1.50. No, Norman, you signed up for the wrong level. You need to upgrade to the level that says Legend. Once you do, then you get the link to join us in Discord. So you signed up for the wrong level. That level doesn't give you access to Discord. So just click on the join link and upgrade, and you should be okay. Which of these is gonna break out first, guys? Who's gonna break out first? STI is gonna break 150, or SGD is gonna break 140 first? Who's gonna break out first? They're both failing at 150 and 140. So clearly 150 is a lot of resistance for STI, not a surprise. Right? And then SGD is like, nope, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So slow and steady for this one, which is nice. Again, if you're still in SGD, type yes in the chat. Matt, it was SGD. If you're still in SGD, type yes in the chat. Oh yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. All of the yeses, Danny. All of them. Yeah. What's your entry, Matt? So definitely set that entry, the stop loss above your entry price. Alrighty. Stay green. Do not go red. You can always get back in again if you need to. There we go. 145. Looking good. Here comes 150 next. 146. 147. 150. Boom. Woo. Here we go. Here we go. 157. There we go again. Our favorite name, guys. Right? SGD, our favorite stonk this morning. Finally cooking. So let's see if this candle can close above $1.50 and just keep grinding. Grinding, KB. Grinding. 158. 159. Woof. Okay. 160. 161. Just one penny at a time, you know? We still need to retest and consolidate, but this is looking good. Right? One slow penny at a time. One slow penny at a time. Looking beautiful. Do, 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 do. There we go. Let's get back above 160. Slap, yeah, it's not a surprise though, right? If something's getting slapped at resistance, 150 resistance STAI, no one should be holding a bag on this. If you are, you're just greedy. Like your greed is so greedy that it deserves an award, right? So again, when you see resistance like that, you should put a stop loss. You don't have to sell the position. You should at least put a stop loss just in case this happens, right? Because then that's not a surprise. You should almost expect this to happen at resistance at a double top in a supply zone. Um, so if it again, you don't have to sell that position in case we break out, but a stop loss should be there just in case it's not working. There you go, run. Jen, what's the next entry? There isn't one for now until we can dip and consolidate. So maybe a retest closer to $1.30, unless we just chill at 140. But we'll see. There you go, run. I mean, nice little scalp, right? Good morning, Tatiana. I've been lurking for a few days, been sitting on your hands and just watching. Okay, sounds good. Let us know if you have any questions. Again, we kept saying this at the open, right? Like some of these names that are look just holding support coming into the open, they tend to be like the best names, right? Then the names that are flying, turn into garbage. So this one did a really good job holding that demand zone and then the breakout, which is my favorite thing here, right? That's my favorite thing. Why? Because we love charts. My favorite thing here is we're looking at this and we're saying, hey, there's a lot of resistance right here, right? There's a lot of resistance. We can't seem to break out. But once we actually do break out and we go boom skis, guess what? We always have to come back and retest our level. When we do, it's a nice base, right? This was the retest right there because we broke out too aggressively, right? So then we had to come back and retest, right? Almost twice there. And it held really nicely. And you could see the higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, boom skis, right? So now we just need to keep doing that on the way up. Let's go. Here comes 158 again. SGD. If SGD keeps pumping, there is a sympathy play, right? Watch SGBX. It's kind of the same company, right? Uh, let's go. Beautiful. So here comes 160. Let's go, Raven. Good morning. Be okay. That's okay. And on paper account, successful day for you. Time to focus on work. See you guys in okay, sounds good, Sock Monkey. Have a wonderful day. See you in Discord. See you in Discord. It's been a while since we looked at SPY. SPY's been pretty weak today though. Pretty dang weak. Weakness. And then STI is still dipping, right? So watch the retest of that 50 there. So watch $1.20 for this one. And then you can kind of see how we're struggling with that 160 for SGD. On a discount? Yeah. I don't know though. We're going into the Fed meeting, right? So maybe they're gonna, dump it and then cut rates. Doubt it. Maybe the markets are just, scared of Powell for now. But I think we needed a dip ski and we're going into August, right? The worst month for dips. So I think people are just kind of selling after a beautiful run. Yeah, 160, Danny, was your resistance there. Almost every 10 cents, you're going to have resistance on this thing. So, men's, Patricia? Okay. Am I ready to buy the dip skis? Tony, yes, I'm ready to buy the dip skis. As long as we get like nice dips, that's if, yeah. Because everybody seems to want to buy all the dips now. So See what type of dips we get, right? So let's see what happens here at 140, guys, for SGD, right? You're looking for a bit of consolidation above this breakout level. If not, then we're looking for $1.30. So you're looking for this range-ish here. I see $1.30, even though it's slightly below, but yeah, this range here, right? This was obviously like a solid level for resistance. So if it can retest this level, that'd be good. And hold, test and hold. So this range here is kind of what you're looking for a retest. Alrighty, so we're getting into the 130s now. So let's see what happens. Again, there's always retest. Always, always, always. Yeah, VCIG had news this morning. Yeah, and it's popping there. Highs of the day. Well done, Brian. So Brian got in at 116, stop loss hit at 145, right? So beautiful. Good job, guys. Right? Just because we're excited about something doesn't mean you need to diamond hand it, right? So we're slowly dipping to retest that zone there, which is a good thing, right? So we hit 134. And it's like, you know what? I know you guys are looking for that, but damn, Jameson, those are crazy. T-net. Wow. Huh. Did you sell them, Jameson? Let's go, Raven. Woke up this pre-market. Got into STAI at $1. Stopped out on 150 a few minutes ago, and let's go. Discord is so beneficial. Let's go, Raven. Thank you very much for the super chat, and it really is, guys. Right? If you're usually just waiting for us to get on stream, you can miss out on some nice opportunities. So, Raven, high five. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. It's easy. Thank you very much, Sammy. Yeah, hi, Sammy. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That was a really good exit, right? Again, you notice how like some of the criminals in Discord don't play games. Raven has been trading for a long time, right? He sold at 150. Yogi, the criminal of criminals, Yogi's been trading for over 30 years now, a long, long time. Guess where he sold? $1.50, right? So some of the people that have been trading for a long time don't sit there and say, "Oh, I hope." DNA, yes. They don't sit there and say, "I hope." I hope this happens. No, they see resistance. They're like, "Thank you very much for coming. See you next time," right? And then the stock crashes to 120. So I think that's the difference sometimes between people that are successful and people that are not. Is the people that have been doing it for a long time know that there's always another one and another one, and they're just looking for consistency, right? Let's make a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. It all adds up. But then the new people are like, nope, we want home runs. We want boom skis. Right? So consistent small wins. Yep. Justin. The money adds up, guys. Adds up. Raven, thank you very much. Yeah. There's no such thing as a yogi alert. Yeah. There's just, stop losses and profit taking. Right? That's it. Protect yourself when it's horrible, and then secure the monies when it goes well, right? Because we're not magicians. We're gonna make mistakes and we're gonna lose monies all the time. When you do lose, you want to make sure that it's a small loss. Yep, and the losses get minimized. Exactly. That's just it, right? You do your best to do research and technicals and entries and blah blah blah. But you also understand that you're not him, right? You're not him, so you're gonna make mistakes. No, 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 no. Okay, MSTR. I don't know, Ben. I haven't looked at that. Yeah, CC's been a nice little papa. So SGD is still retesting that level, right? That we talked about. So we're coming into that range, right? Again, we said this earlier, like we had to come back and retest this range, right? We weren't kidding about that. So you can kind of see how we're popping above it, but we were not kidding about it, right? Why is SPY crashing? Um, I don't understand that question, Hunter. Right? We've been pumping, like SPY has been flying, right? Like I bet you, like, look at this. We're red for the day, but the candles are red, but the market isn't even red for the day, right? And then if I pull up the daily candles, you're not even gonna see a red candle. Like, look at this. Like, look at that, right? The last time we had a red candle was July 16. So, like, look, but just look at the overall, like, trend of the market. Like, we've been flying, like, just cooking. So I don't understand the question, like, when people say, "Oh, why is the market going down?" It's like, no, Inspire is still green for the day, right? We're going into the Fed meeting tomorrow, and any pullback is a healthy pullback, right? So, and watch, we're just gonna do this nice little, like, scammy dips, which are really not dips, and then we resume the cooking. No, so the Fed meeting's tomorrow. Tomorrow, Wednesday. So always Wednesday, always 2 p.m. Yeah. Do, 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 do. So there's an IPO coming out Thursday. I'm glad it's not tomorrow, because with the Fed meeting, it would be a little bit difficult. If you look at the options cooking channel, there's an alert in there. The Figma IPO is reportedly nearly 40 times oversubscribed. So that IPO is hot. That IPO is hot, hot, hot. My goodness. See, stuff like that is annoying though, because it's gonna open up well above. And I said this earlier, like, if you're gonna get into that IPO, if you can get into the pre-IPO, beautiful. If you can't, then we're just gonna have to wait and see what it looks like tomorrow. STAI with a nice little curl off the 50 EMA. So nice. Right. So we're back to 140 here. And then SGD is also holding that bottom of the range there, that circle. So these two names still stand out. Still stand out. There we go. Back to 140. What's the Discord? If you want to join us in Discord, you have to be a member on YouTube first. So click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot. Become a Legend member. Once you sign up for Legend, then you get the link to join us in Discord. So there goes SGD. Nice little bounce there, right? So we came into the circle, right? We hit $1.30 exactly, and then we pop back to 140 for SGD. So again, this was expected, right? There's nothing new here. So that's looking good. Let's see if we can get back above 150 though. Did anybody buy the dip skis at 130 here for SGD? Anybody? 144. Beautiful. Beautiful. Hashtag circle gang. I see. Tony, yeah. A little bit higher, George. A little bit higher than I would have liked. 132 Pedro. Nice. Yeah, closer to 130. After you stopped out, okay. I think the only issue we're gonna have here is now we have, that supply zone is still there, because we never really closed above it to get rid of it. So we shall see. 143. See, up 10 cents in your position there, Pedro. Alrighty, STI is forming a nice little downtrend here. And so top of the downtrend, middle of the downtrend, and then bottom of the downtrend, STI. Daryl, yeah, okay. We're playing in the 140s here for SGD. SLRX, meh, right? Testing the bottom now, so you might have so 150 support if you're still watching this. And then forgot about it. Wait, so are you in a position, Shane? Like, you're just luckily in a position to the upside, Hayden. So I think for now that'll just be the downtrend. Alrighty. So for now that'll just be the downtrend. So you need to break above that. So you need to break above $1.40 and actually close above $1.40. If you can, the actual break will be $1.50. The structural break. Shane, well done. Look at you. Wow. So you could almost just, close the position without knowing. How the hell did you do that? Be careful though. Next time it might not. Yeah. So just be careful. Just be careful. Scott, yeah, Jibo was nice yesterday and closer to 7 cents. Yeah, we need something else to break out here. We need some boom skis. Some boom skis. I'm just looking here to see what else is on the list. What else is on the list? Yeah, this one just never did much. CLDI, right? Even though it's consolidating again at 65 cents. Dashboard. La 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 la. CC is hitting brand new highs of the day as well. And MCVT still looks good for you, Jameson. Right, you need to clear $7 though, but it still looks good. VCIG, let's take a look. I know again these guys had news and then it popped. I think the only reason we haven't looked at this is just because it has a history of scamming, and the volume isn't more than it usually is. So yeah, it looks okay though, right? At least you're getting higher lows on this. It just needs a bit more volume. Yeah. Waiting till it hits 1350 and then took a position. TNFA. 1350. Oh, so you're in a position already, Raven. Okay. Mm-hmm. This is one of those that needs that breakout, Raven. This thing actually did run to 17 and then came all the way back down again. Wow. That's interesting, actually. Yeah. I'm going to put a line here so you can kind of see what I'm looking at, Raven. So Friday, Thursday. So last week, Thursday, Friday, you had a lot of resistance here. This doesn't quite show up on the daily, but there seems to be a lot of resistance here at like 1270, 1260. But now it's using that level as support though. So I know you're looking for 1350. But this level seems to be the better level. So as soon as you drop below like 13 cents, 1250 to 13, that seems to be a really good level for some dip buys. But you're in a position already though, so you should be okay for now, right? You're slightly green in that position, and it fell from from 17, 18. So you have a lot more room to the upside. That's not too bad as long as it stays above this 1250, 1260. bottom, I think you should be okay. Jaden, yeah, 65 cents. Well, that's the other one. That's CLBI. This one is that double bottom at $1.50. SLRX. Hopefully, it actually stays above it. SOAR has just done absolutely nothing, huh? Nothing at all. And then STAI is looking a bit better, breaking 140. That candle hasn't closed yet, and it closed right at 140, so we still need to break and close above. You're welcome, Raven. STAI. Yeah. Wish the only thing you had was AMD. Yep. I think we posted those AMD levels in Trade Ideas last night, Wes. AMD. I missed a question that Takel, opinions on FMST. What's your position in that play? Let me know. Maurice, what's your position for CLDI? Yeah. So if you have a question, just give me some details and I'll take a look. Otherwise, I end up missing. Yeah, Jameson, you have to use those stop losses though, right? Yeah, you have to use those stop losses because you're in a lot of good positions. This is just the nature of trading, right? So you just have to manage the positions that are not performing. So you're not saying like it's destroying you, right? It shouldn't. You take a calculated risk and it doesn't work out, but that has nothing to do with you, your style, like anything personal. It's not working, right? So then you get rid of the garbage and then you stay with the one that's performing because you're in a lot of stocks that are performing. You're just letting the ones that are not performing, take you back down. Yeah, I'm surprised that New Egg is performing like that. Looks like we're back to retesting that same zone again here for SGD. Retesting the circle. Yeah, holding up there, Raven. You're in at 55 cents. CLDI. You must have bought in pre-market then, right? Or this is a swing play. Yeah, this is most likely a swing play. And if it is, I almost want to roast you to Kel, right? Because there's no need for you to be in the stock, especially after you see it hitting 3 tops. If you bought this thing at 55 cents and it doubled your money to $1 something, or $1, right? I'm not sure why you're still in this stock. Not sure why. Before exactly YW. Okay. That was a different one. FMST. Yeah, this is why I like people asking like a proper question, because then I always look at a different ticker. Are you in this one at 55 cents? Is what you're saying? If you are, then that's amazing. If you are, that is amazing. Then you've been also been holding this thing for a long time. And I'm still gonna roast you for holding it. Because that thing was at $6. There's no need for you to be in here when it's 50% lower. Even though it's holding the 200 EMA now, though, which is good. Yeah, if you have a question, guys, just help me out with like all the details, right? Like ask me what I think of a ticker symbol initially is not There's not really a question. Like for example, stuff like this. This is not a question. Like ticker question mark, right? Like then I just think you're not putting any effort into that question, and I'm not interested in answering that question either. When someone says, "Hey, I'm thinking of getting into this position, or I'm already in this position at this price. This is what I think. I've been looking at this." I'm like, "Oh, let me go look at that. I like your thoughts. I like what you're thinking. Let me go see." Or like, "Oh, I'm in a position at this. I'm kind of thinking this. Blah blah blah." I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah." But when you just put a ticker symbol with a question mark, or what are your thoughts on this? Then I just keep looking at what I want to look at. Anyways, STI really wants that breakout of 140. Really, 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 really wants it. Really, 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 really wants it. Hecla mining. Hecla. So we did break above that downtrend though, right, for STI. The question here is, will we break this 140 and actually hold? One, it's a win. You're in at 120, 126. I mean, you are green. There's nothing about hoping to be right, Gary. You're green in that position. I think it's easy for you to manage. Yeah. As long as I don't buy it, you're good. Right. Gary, you're green. You're in at 126. It's stalling at 140. Like, it's really stalling there. But it really wants to break out, right? So hopefully we do. Yeah. Can you give me some insight on VIVS holding 500 shares at 215? Beautiful. Let's take a look. So VIVS, $2.15. You're slightly right in that position. Right away, we look at this and we're like, oof, your entry is a little bit sus, right? Because your entry is in this range, right? Your entry is in that resistance range there, so that's already a problem from the daily time frame. Now, when I zoom in, let me look at the 5 minute, because I don't think the 1 minute is gonna do me any justice here. This might be one of those positions. That chart doesn't do me any justice either. Let me look at the 4-hour chart really quickly here. Yeah. This might be one of those stocks, where you're setting an 8% stop loss. Again, I don't like your entry. Your entry was a little bit higher, closer to the actual resistance than it was. Like, again, if you look to the left hand side, you can see resistance to multiple tops on daily and 4-hour time frames, right at the price you're getting in at. So that was not good. For now, I think you're kind of maybe setting a stop loss right below $1.90 there, right? So what I would be hoping for here now on this one is that it's a brand new stock, right? So you can see the 200 EMA barely forming. Like, this is all we have for 200 EMA, right? And then you have a demand zone here as well, and that previous low and the 50 EMA and the uptrend. So this whole range here looks like a bit of a base, right? So I would maybe just set a stop loss below that. And if that's too low, then again, just set a stop loss for now. That's really all you can do, right? I wouldn't be adding more to the position. Nothing, nothing, nothing. So you're really just hoping that we can bounce in and around $2 to $1.90 and then go back up. Alrighty. Cool, cool, cool. Ooh, there we go, guys. SGD, beautiful, 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 right? So that's a beautiful pop. So the levels on SGD are absolutely beautiful, right? I like it a lot. Again, this is still my favorite stock. This is still my favorite stonk. Why? Because the damn levels are nice. If you were waiting to buy the dipski, well, we put the circle here for a reason, and it came right to the circle. And it said, okay, there you go. There's your dip to buy. Boom skis. Now we're pushing for 150 again. If you're still in SGD, type yes in the chat. Or if you bought the dipski, type yes in the chat. So very nice, right? So no need to FOMO on the way up when we were pumping. No need to FOMO like that. Just let it dip. It's gonna come back and retest this again. When you look at levels like these like difficult breakout levels, we're gonna come back and retest them. Love it, Yogi. Love it. Back to green. So this looks good. The only obstacle here is all of these stupid red zones we have, right? People are going to be selling from $1.50, stuff like that. People are going to be selling. Again, look at all that red. So, well, Jameson, your time to buy was at support when it was consolidating, right? So we got to the support, and you don't just buy because we're sitting at support, right? You never want to do that. But when you're seeing the candles actually consolidate for a few minutes, this is what we mean. So people are always asking like, what's consolidation? What does that mean? Right? When we get to support, it doesn't mean, oh, I'm gonna buy it because we're at support. No. When we get to support and it's actually consolidating, that's a good thing. Right? So 10 minutes of just sitting there and then boom skis back to the top. There obviously are times though where you get to support and it sits there for like 30 seconds and then boom skis, it rockets. Stuff like that's frustrating. So sometimes you just have to take the risk of jumping in. But it also depends on like how much of a drop we had to do to get there, what moving averages are sitting there. Is it a double bottom? So there's a lot more than just buying that first candle. And so green, but so too soon. Please hit the shock button. No, consistent green, Tony, is what you're after, anyways. Mindful says, yes, I got the dip at 130. Give me a high five, Mindful. Right. And again, when it comes to trading, guys, the unfortunate part is sometimes you buy a stock at support and you're like, dang, I got in at 130, right? Am I gonna get 160? Am I gonna get $2 out of this? You hope you do, but you never know, right? So your job is to figure out the good entries and then manage to trade on the way up. Sometimes you get 5 cents, sometimes you get 10 cents, sometimes you get a dollar, sometimes you get $5, right? So your job is to find a good entry and then manage the risk at that point. Like, okay, you know what? I want to get in around $1.30, right? $1.30, $1.20 this, right? And then I'm gonna put my stop loss right below. Whatever happens, happens. That's how it works, right? It's not like, oh, I'm gonna buy it $1.30 and then I'm just gonna watch it and then hope we go to $2. Oh my gosh, right? And then all of a sudden we're dropping below $1.30 and you're like, what happened? I don't know. So find a good entry, manage the risk, and take what you can, right? And sometimes you get a lot. um, Tony, yeah, it'll come though, right? So if you're making monies, the you start to notice things that will help you out. Yeah. Can I recommend a low risk stock for swing or day trade? Yes, of course. The link, if you want, so it's hot trades. You can swing hot trades every day and it's low risk. So yeah, there you go. I'm kidding, by the way. I don't want to be sassy about it. I'm just, when someone says, "Oh, yeah, like low risk stock to swing," uh, and that's not a horrible question, honestly, because there are stocks that are low risk swing plays, right? Yeah, I just haven't looked at any of that today. But come join us in Discord. We'll find that stuff. HWH is looking really, really good. HWH, this one's been popping, popping, popping here. Nice little dip and curl. Tony can smell the plan A on this one. Beautiful. Someone find him a cookie, Thomas. Yeah. Thank you, Butcher. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Here comes $2.20 for this. Tavar, what's the question, right? Jibo, please. What's the question? We talked about Jibo yesterday, right? And we talked about Jibo since last week. Yeah, exactly. So again, Wes is always posting those lower risk swing plays, in the small cap channel, right? So always pay attention to that. And Wes has been cooking with those, right? So 222 for HWHDEM analysis. Again, Tavar, if you have a question, I would like to know what you're thinking, right? If you look at a stock, you're thinking something, right? So when you say, "Can you look at Jibo, please?" I'm like, "Okay, we've talked about Jibo already. What are you thinking of? What do you think?" Right? So I'm thinking of getting into a position. I'm thinking I'm in this position already at this price. My stop loss is here. What do you think? Right? So I'm just looking for details, not just like two words. Um, Otherwise, I'm going to be looking at everything that's in the chat. Alrighty. Really nice pump there, right? SGD is still looking good, guys, right? Still our favorite stock, back to 150, right? Which tab do you usually post our signals in? If you're new to Discord, please take some time and go through all the channels, Safi. All of them, please. So you know exactly what's where. Please, please, please. Ready? And then you'll be good to go. uh, do, do. So let's see if we can break above $1.50 here. Yep. Jibo? Yeah. Stop is 830. Bitcoin? Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. Perfect. Let's go. Ice, 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 baby. Ice, ice. Ice, welcome to the community. This is your invite at the bottom of the chat. So click that link, Ice, and follow the steps in the Getting Started channel. Alrighty? Ice, ice. Damn, this one is flying here. Just cooking. 230. Okay. Yeah, just be careful, please. Alrighty. 140, 140, 145 is your resistance there. Just be careful. Yeah, and we're dropping there, right? So this is not a surprise. Right? If you took those gains really quickly, that would have been really nice, though. Would have been really, really, really nice there. Seriously, Dan, it's a good thing you went for breakfast. You did daily calls, Raven? Okay. Yeah, there we go, guys. There we go. This is my all-time favorite stock. I'm kidding, by the way. Favorite stock for the day, right? There we go. Did I say this was my favorite stock? Yeah. No, Mullins is not my favorite. This one is. This one's been my favorite since that $1 consolidation from the highs. Nasty business today, Dan. Nasty business today. Shish. Blood on the streets. Actually, the market isn't that red, It just lost the gains from last night, you know. Let's go. Give me a high five. Well done. $300. Membership paid for. Membership paid for. Love it. Well done, guys. Here comes 156. Again, this was a beautiful dip, wasn't it? Right? At the top of the range, we were talking about this dip and we dipped to the exact spot and then we pumped back to the highs. So that was beautiful. Mullen for Shovelal? No. So congratulations. $300 a day keeps the JOB away, to know when a large amount of shorts have been covered in a stock, usually based on price action, because the short data is delayed. Um, so that's why we just pay attention to price action instead. WHW is pushing back again for the highs there already. So that 140, 145, 150. Jimbo, me too. Me too. I want a double top breakout. Are we asking for too much? Not really, right? Not really. Don't think so. Yep. Here we go. Yeah, nice. Again, just be aware though that that resistance is still there for HWH. Alrighty, so it wants to break out. It looks like though that thing has nice momentum. 146, 147. It wants to. So just make sure that two. Did I say 147, 247? Just make sure that 230 entry isn't become a doesn't become a red entry, please. Alrighty, because you are at resistance. As much as you want it to break, it's still resistance. So just make sure you have a stop loss there. There goes brand new highs 150, 250. I keep wanting to say 150. Maybe it's maybe there's a reason for that. That thing is cooking there. So that 270 seems like it was the next level after this that we talked about. You're thinking to get it, Tokel? Okay, I'll take a look. Good morning, Gail. Yo, can you take a look at STAI? I'm thinking of an entry. Yeah. That's not a bad spot around $1.14, $1.15, Tokel. As long as you put a stop loss right below. So, yeah, I don't mind that. So $1.14 ish. So I think I think the entry zone, yeah. So right below $1.20 there. $1.14. Worst case scenario is testing $1.10. Alrighty. Damn. So that thing is going for that 270 resistance there next. HWH. That thing said, let me cook. Let me cook. So 270 is your next line at the top there. Mm, 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 mm. 270 resistance. How's your morning, Gail? So it looks like SGD hit that double top and then said, "Excuse me, I need dipskis. I need a cup and handle." So yeah, pump double tops again. This is why people sell at resistance, right? This is why people sell at resistance. So let's see if we can consolidate and then push again. Some of these red zones are quite annoying this morning. If you're green for the day, type yes in the chat. Most of you should be green because SGD has been good. STAI was good. The other stocks that we were looking at coming into the open, they just never gave us entries anyways, right? So it's not like, so yeah. Green, green, green. I like it. Yeah, most of you should be green this morning. Thursday. There we go. So that supply zone at 170 there is a problem. Verde. NQ is about to go red. Shish. Maybe they really want to slap the markets before Powell tomorrow. Let's go, Cole. Did you just join Discord today, Cole? I'm sorry, I can't remember. Mohammed, good job. Good job. Trended, well done, congratulations. No, I think we're just here to. Teamwork is amazing, right? It's nice when we can sit down together and just kind of talk about stuff. You know, like the bot is looking at stuff, you guys are looking at stuff, I'm looking at stuff, right? Like when you're trading with people, it's nice. You know, I miss a lot of stuff. You guys call it out. Um, we just look at stuff together, right? So, uh, but when you execute a trade, you should be very proud of yourself, because you did that, right? So, um, very very proud of yourself. Well done, Trend. Yeah, HW H is just playing with that level there. That thing wants to do something there. SGD still looks okay, right? We'll see as that thing continues to perform, and then STI is still sitting in that same range. So hopefully it stays above it. There goes the something on HWH. That thing said, "Let me break. Let me break. Let me break, please." We mentioned REPL last week. I was about to say a long time ago. Last week was a long time ago for us, and momentum stocks. But that thing is doing okay today. Nothing crazy, right? That's the one that crashed. Right? That's the one that crashed big time. So, and we did say it, right? Like those guys have more cash on hand than the company's currently worth. So, yeah, maybe it has something in it. Tony, yeah, it feels that way, doesn't it? Dang, this 270 resistance is strong, strong HWH. STI is looks like we're breaking down there a little bit, huh? So we're below 114 there. So let's see what happens between 114 and 110. Alrighty. So consolidation it needs, and then 140 is still here for this one. The S&P again has been pretty weak today, right? Pretty weak. So not a massive surprise. Not a massive surprise. We needed a healthy pullback, and honestly, we're down 70 cents on SPY. Like this is not that big of a deal, right? No one's panicking yet. Uh, soon? No. Don't say stuff like that, Tony. Don't say stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. 20 calls, Jameson. Yeah, that's annoying. But again, like we're going into the Fed meeting, right? We're going into the Fed meeting, and we've been pumping. Like the last time we had a red candle day, Jameson, was like 2 weeks ago, right? So yeah, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. HDD is still looking beautiful. No, that's not bad. I saw that. So it's bad. Um, it's not bad. What that means when they say 40 times oversubscribed, it just means the stock, like the actual IPO itself, people wanted to get into that pre-IPO so much that there was way more demand than supply, right? So people just wanted it so much, right? They're like, hey, we're selling 5 pieces of pizza, right? And then multiply that by 40, that's the demand that was there. So people are wanting to get into that pre IPO. So it's oversubscribed, right? So it's not a bad thing. The only bad thing now is we know that damn IPO is not going to open at the price they say it's going to open because there's just too much hype. So that's the frustrating part, right? So the price, I mean, honestly, yesterday they were saying the price was supposed to be $28. Now the price is $32, and it's not even going to be $32, right? So, yup, yup. Anyways, back to my favorite stock, guys. Our favorite stock, right? Back to our favorite stock of the day. Back to our favorite stock of the day, guys. We're testing that 160. I was about to say 260. Why? There we go. So we need to break out of 160 here. Do, 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 do. Did I say this was my favorite stock? Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was a good entry off the bottom there, and then another retest of $1.40 there. So we're just creating higher lows as we go. But again, you do have a double top here, right? So double top right there. So we need to break 160 for more, and then we're gonna clear all these supply zones at the bottom if we can close above 160. So 160 is a problem. Tony says, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. um, yeah, there's a little. Yeah, I can see what you're looking at there, Mark. There we go. 160 going once. This candle has about another 40 seconds left in it, so there's a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. So that 160 is a huge wall. There we go. $110. Okay. Yeah. So 110. Yeah. So that was the next line, right? 110 to back to 114, 113 here. So seems to be playing some silly games there, though. HWH came back to retest that previous line and then push back to 270. So let's see if that can break. SPY is just, deeps. So There we go. It comes 270 again, HWH. There we go. Come on, favorite stock. Can we break out already? Funny. RS, not wrong. Not wrong. We need another fat green candle here, though. Can you please check Safi again? Proper question, please. What am I looking at there? I promise to look. You just have to ask a question. There we go. HWH says, let me give you a breakout. Let me give you a breakout. So yeah, 290. So all of these levels are really tied together, but they seem to be working nicely. Rita, if I send you slap, okay. Catavan, yeah. I think we needed that retracement, right? Healthy pullback. A healthy pullback. Okay, there we go. Whenever I put a stock name without an entry price, I just want to see where your resistance lines are. Pajamas, that's okay. Just always ask, right? Like, what's the next resistance for this one, please? Ready? Because I just tend to, not intentionally. I tend to just ignore some of those names without even like, like if I see a ticker symbol, like thoughts on this, I tend to just skip over that stuff without even thinking. You got cooked? Yeah. No, we needed a pullback. Today was that day. That was weak. My goodness. Shish. Craziness. So yeah, we needed a healthy pullback today. The market says, "Here you go, here you go." Yeah, here you go. It looks like we're failing again, guys. Right? So double tops, SGD, flat back to 140. 140. And then STI held $1.10 for now. Did anybody take the gamble on this one? Not that it's out of the woods. It's still kind of there, but yes. Randy, you, me, you, me. Again, if you want the giveaway, and you make sure you send me an email to hutritz@gmail. Alrighty, or send me a DM in Discord. Uh, 113, Chris. Okay, there you go, Chris the criminal. Yeah, let's see if we can get back above $1.20 here. Right. So, and then HWH is looking very nice still. Very, very nice still. So it's looking for this 190 breakout. 114 work. Okay. Eric? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I still don't understand when people ask like, why is the market going down today? Right? I get that, maybe sometimes there is a reason, but sometimes people panic when the markets are, like we pump for 2 weeks, and every, no one's wondering why the markets are pumping. This 290 resistance here. 13. So $1.13 then. Okay. With no candles, just blank. Hmm. Donald Trump's new golf course in Scotland placed on lockdown after reports of a suspicious package. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mohammed, well done. Yeah, especially if it's at the highs of the day like this, it should be green. Safi says, is it worth getting into and for swing plays? Let's take a look. Swing plays. HWH is really looking for that breakout here, 290. So A, B, and B. Airbnb, swing plays. Sheesh. It's going to be difficult because some of these names, I mean, look at this, right? That April dip. Airbnb was at $100, then ran all the way to 140 or 145. So to me, this is not a swing play yet. Why? Because we're at a double top, right, on the daily chart. So we're at a double top right there. So to me, and that resistance goes back to right there and right there, and like the support. So this level has history, right? So to me, this isn't a swing play until we're maybe dipping and retesting like the 200 EMA or something like that, like maybe closer to $130, right? Because we're not at the top anymore. Or if we can break above 143 and actually stay above 143, then maybe. Alrighty, so we either dip or we break out. Cool. And then for sound, right? For sound is kind of in a similar boat, but not as crazy. You're not quite to that swing point yet. I still would be waiting for closer to $10 for this one for swing. So you're looking for closer to $10 for sound, or you're looking for this demand zone at the bottom of the range for swing plays. Alrighty, so it kind of did the same thing, right? Like it hit resistance, double top, whatever you want to call it, at $13, right, and then dipped. So closer to 10 and or the breakout as well. But Safi, you see why like I asked for people to clarify the questions, right? Because then I knew you were looking for a swing play. Then I'm like, okay, you know what? This is easier, right? Easier to answer that question with proper levels that I would be looking for potential swings, right? Whereas if you're just saying, "Hey, what do you think of this?" I'm like, "Okay, it's at resistance. What now? What am I looking for?" Right? So, yeah, you can maybe just set alerts for when it gets into that range. If you really like sound, you can maybe create like get like a starter position, and then hope for more of a dip, right? So again, when we look at the market psychology cycle, right, this chart, you can kind of see how stocks are starting to dip. That's because we're going into the worst month of the year usually, right? So right. So you can kind of see, like, let me move my thing here. So look at the bottom of the legend there, right? So you can see, like, July is the best month. July is usually one of those months where we're coming from like March, April lows to hitting all-time highs, right? Which we just did exactly that. So stocks are cooking, everybody's happy, right? And then as soon as we change to August, everybody's like, excuse me, right? This doesn't apply for everything though, right? Momentum stocks will always cook. We're cooking, 24/7 momentum stocks. Um, maybe a little bit of, anyways, there's always a theme in the market. But so when you're looking at names like Airbnb and Sound, those names might be affected by that, right? So if we start dipping now, or if the Fed decides to cut rates, maybe we're just going to pump, right? If there's a new trade deal, maybe we're just going to pump. So we'll see. This is just usually what happens. And this happens more than it doesn't, right? And October, everybody knows October, right? October is usually one of those bad months too. So we almost, like, start trending down from August to October, and then the Santa Claus rally, right? That's why these statements are so common, is because things like this happen often, right? Anyways, there goes a HWH with a nice breakout there. So sweet, sweet, sweet breakout. Yep. There we go. 52-week highs. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Ayo, Eric. Yeah, nice little pump there. So we finally broke and closed above 290 and then made brand new highs, 309. So that is okay. Again, SGD said, you know what, guys? I'm going to give you guys $1.60 twice. $1.63. You can take it or leave it, right? Double top, slap. So again, watch the same $1.30 level, right? $1.30 to $1.26 at the bottom of the range there. So let's see if we can stay above it again. Alrighty. If we don't, then we don't. So this is why it's important to have stop losses regardless of what you think of the stock, and also to maybe be taking gains at resistance. You're gonna, the times that you're disappointed, you're like, dang it, I sold and we broke out. Doesn't always happen though. Alrighty. So, like I keep saying, you want to plan your trades for the 90% of the time, the 80% of the time, not the one time you sell a stock and it breaks out and you're like, see, I knew it. Every time I sell, it pumps. And if you do that, Ahmad, make sure you have a stop loss, right? Make sure you have a plan. Don't let it slap you. Yep, SPY's pretty weak. More lows. New lows, new lows, new lows. Who this? New lows. Who this? Again, did we need a pullback? Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Damn, they just slapped HWH here. My goodness. Stop losses, everybody, right? Stop losses, everybody. And there goes 260 again. Stop calling. 250s. Maybe a retest of that 245 actually. Do, 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 do. Mm-mm-mm. Damn, my goodness, today is so weak. Sheesh. Where's Dan? Dan, are you in the chat? This is like your favorite day, you know? Your favorite day. Natalia, did you buy puts today? I hope you did. I hope you did. I hope you did. Otherwise, I'm gonna find you. Do, 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 do. You are Dan? Ooh, Dan is gonna be so happy today. Good, 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 good. I like it. SGD came back and we tested that same level again, and then a bit of a bounce, a little bit of a bounce, nothing too crazy. HWH is coming back to retest that 245 ish that we talked about. So let's see if it can consolidate already. Uh, STAI is still holding that 210, right? So I'm sure some of you guys are still in this one. Seriously, Dan, like nowhere. You said like, oh, I'm looking for the pops, and I went to look, and I'm like, what popped? What pops? Mm, 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 mm. Nowhere to be seen. Yep, I think so too, Dan. I think so too. That was such a scam. Such a scam. So I want to ask you about ETF Misty. I've been looking at it mostly for dividends, but it's been going down for a while. Should you put a small portion of your money if it's still going down? Um, so huh, I see. I think the reason why I'm hesitating is because I want to tell you yes. um, Misty is good for when you buy Misty, right? You're more so thinking of the dividend, right? Not the price action, because the decay on these dividend stocks, these yield max ETFs, it's always going to be like this, right? Like look at this. The stock just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping, right? So um right, but the beauty of this is the dividend isn't 200%. They It's closer to 130 maybe, right? So this number is a little bit off, but the dividend is crazy, right? So it's a really good dividend, right? So I mean, we're kind of sitting at not a horrible level, right? It seems like from 17 to 20, that's usually a good spot to scale in, right? So yeah, I don't mind if I was interested in this, like I don't mind this level for to start scaling in for dividends, righty. So a lot of people in the community have Misty, right, as a dividend play. Alrighty, so I don't mind this. Coney is the other one that I don't mind either. I don't know if I like Coney more than I like, but yeah, Coney just hit that resistance around the $10 zone there. Coney pays close to 100% as well, right? So Coney and Misty, these are the two. Yeah, Coney has a little bit more room to the downside. So again, yeah, when you play with names like these, you're more so concerned about like the like the dividends. Um, I think what people have really benefited from this is being aggressive, like putting a lot of monies in there and then taking the dividends out, right? Because if you're just taking the dividends and putting them back into the stock, like dividend reinvesting, you can only do that for a little bit, but sometimes it's not really maybe like when we're crashing like this you can do that, but um if you keep doing that, eventually like the stock is just dipping and dipping and dipping and dipping and dipping and dipping. So not always the best. I think the best thing to do with Misty and Coney is you get a nice dividend, you're pulling that dividend and reinvesting it into something else. That's also a long term play, right? So then you're pulling your money out. If you hold Misty or like Coney for a year and you get that 100% dividend, guess what? You put all your money out, right? All your money is out of it, right? So some of the people in the community that have been getting like $20,000 a month, $10,000 a month. Grim used to get like $40,000 a month from Coney, right? So like some ridiculous amounts of money. That's because they put a lot of monies in there too. Yogi was getting some nice dividends from Misty, and but they've also pulled the money out that the cost basis is zero, right? So now they're basically holding free shares. Yeah, it drops in value, but they're still getting dividends. Um, because again, when you get paid 140%, 130%, 100% a year for dividends, you hold that thing for a year and you're done skis. Done skis. Uh, yeah, SOAR maybe. What do we do? What are we at? Yeah, that thing is yeah. Hopefully, it stays above 170 there, Caitlin. Tony, yeah, yep. SGD is still just playing with that 130 and holding it for now. And then they really slapped HWH, slapped it. STAI just keeps going back and forth here. 120 back down, 119, 118 back down some, but it is holding the bottom of the range. Mm. There goes 120 STAI. Finally. Finally. Dang, that's an aggressive pop. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like, I know people are panicking about SPY, but this is like we're down 80 cents, right? Like we're not even down half a point. Not even like a 1% crash day, right? Like this is yeah, like this is you know what I mean? Like this is nothing. There we go, STI. Chris, are you still in your position? You guys still in STI from the dip buys? 13. Okay. Yeah, that was a nice little double bottom test there. A nice little double bottom. IT, you're still in there as well? Nice, guys. I mean, since nothing else is cooking right now, can that thing just cook? Right? There goes SGD again, right? So did anybody buy SGD off the bottom again? Not that it's done anything crazy. Like it just bounced, 10, 12 cents. That's not too bad though, right? Not too bad. Uh, look, someone butcher 136. Why did you buy so high, Ahmad? Why so high when you know the support is 130 and below? Why so high? Why? You are feeling FOMO, aren't you? Tony? Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you don't want it testing over and over anyways, because the more we test the bottoms here, the more likely it is that it will break below. So China's top will continue to push forward an extension of as well as Chinese. Okay, I was the. Anyways, yeah, something needs volume here. We need STI to cook, or we need SGD to cook. We need something to cook. Let's go. Yeah, guys, let's smash a like. If you haven't smashed a like yet, please take a second and smash a like. I would really appreciate that. Smashing a like is pretty annoying to do every single day, isn't it? But anyways, so I understand. But yeah, take a second, smash a like, hit that subscribe if you're new, and if you're not a member yet, and you want to join us in Discord, click the link at the bottom of the chat. Alrighty. What's the faint yellow line for me? That's the 50 EMA. The 50. Oh, the faint yellow line. These are SD bands. These are SD bands. So these are just here, I don't use them as much for momentum stocks. These are mostly just here as, just more things to keep an eye on. So yeah. Let's go Canada, Jasprit. I'm cutting my profit early. 45, 637 to $1.30. Same with let's go. Come on, give me a high five, Jasprit. Is that your first option play? Or I like it a lot. Thank you very much for the super chat. Pre-market and 45, not yeah. But you did well on that option chain though. Yeah. You did well. Well done. Yeah, 45 cents to $1.30 is pretty nice. Love it. Congratulations. Thank you for the super chat, Jasprit. I appreciate that. Thank you. High five. Let's go. If you haven't smashed a like, that means you have a bad funny order. Sticky breath. No one likes you. Do better. Do better, please. Let's go, Dan. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dan. Is Dan at the top of the list? Let me see. Is Dan at the top of the list? We have 2 more days left of the month, and then we're gonna do. Dan should be at the top. Yeah, at the end of the month, and then we're gonna send Dan some merch. Let's go, Dan. Thank you very much, Jaspreet. Thank you very much. Yes, yes, yes. Yep. An hour or two before I hit that like button. I always forget. No, that's okay. That's okay, Drew. That's okay. I do appreciate it. That's okay. I wish there was like a permanent like button. Permanent like. But yeah. Here goes SGD, guys. Right? This thing has been quite easy to play with, hasn't it? Some days are quite annoying. Today's been annoying because we're not getting the boom skis, but like the levels have been easy to look at, right? Um, SGD from the bottom here multiple times, and we're back to testing 150 resistance again. That thing just popped to 155, right? There is the subscribe button, yeah. So this one's been really, really nice, right? So easy monies on this one, easy monies. Let's go, Tony. Thank you. What's the support and resistance, Safi? What's the support and resistance? Your resistance is 125. Your support is 110. Easy monies on SGD. Should I buy SGD at 150? You know someone's gonna ask that, right, Tony? You know someone's thinking that in the chat. After we've been yapping and yapping and yapping about this bottom, someone's gonna do it. Then they're like, what do I do now? What do I do now? What do I do now? Where's Danny? Danny's usually the person that's asking that question. You think it'll go back up? uh, yeah. No, again, we all have to start from somewhere when it comes to the markets, STI is just fighting. 122. Did you hit your daily goal today, Dan? I hope you did. Hope you did. Hope you did. Okay. All shorts? Yeah. No, I know you were waiting for a day like this. So it's nice that you were rewarded for it, And it's nice that you didn't go to the beach. Can you imagine if you went to the beach and then the very next day it's like, oh well, here comes the crash you were waiting for, right? Yeah, that's the markets for you, you know. They piss you off. They piss you off, and then they reward you. 123. I got dragged by stop loss did not work. Gave back 10%. Did you have a limit stop loss? Your stop loss should have worked. Where did you put your stop loss at? And was it a limit stop loss maybe? Yeah, those limits are annoying. I bought a really bad position at 134 on SGBX. What's my take on that? Let's take a look. SGBX 134. You bought this thing a while ago, huh? Yee, it really is a bad position. This is why, again, guys, we keep saying please, 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 please. Before you get into a position, please ask for help. Before you buy a stock, please ask for help, right? And when you get into a position, please have a stop loss. As soon as I look at the stock, I'm like, yeah, you have a horrible entry, right? This is your entry. You bought the stock at 134. This is 134. What do you guys see? Right away, what do you see? I look at the daily chart, I'm like, oh Lord. Last time, same resistance crash. Last time, same resistance crash. This time, same resistance crash. And then you bought at that exact same spot, right? So your entry is really horrible because you did not zoom out, right? So before you take a position, I don't care that it's a momentum stock. Even when you're playing a momentum stock, it's sometimes nice to just zoom out and say, okay, I'm buying the stock on the 1 minute time frame. I just want to see what the daily looks like. Because as soon as you look at the daily, you're like, mama didn't raise no who? Yeah, I'm not about to buy that stock at a 6 month resistance, right? So, and you got into that position without a stop loss. That's the other problem. And also, when you really zoom in here now and you look at the daily chart, you're like, oh damn, look at that. Every day, this thing kept hitting that resistance and failing. So I think you should have put a stop loss somewhere, right? So next time, use a stop loss. For now, what do I think about this? I mean, I think this level is better now, right? Like it's been sitting here for since like it's been over a month and it's been holding this price, right? So now you're finally holding 58 cents, 60 cents. You're finally at a potential bottom. This is what usually happens, right? Now people look at this and they're like, damn it, I'm going to sell the stock. And then they sell it at the bottom and then it rockets. And they're like, every time I buy a stock, it crashes. Every time I sell it, it goes back up. No, it's not personal. It's just the chart, right? So for now, if it can stay above 58 cents, you might have a chance, X. Hopefully it stays above. Alrighty, hopefully it stays above and then you can get a pop. SGD is SGBX holds a stake in SGD. So if SGD keeps pumping, this one might also push, right? You can kind of see how there's a bit of a green candle on this one, right? um there's a bit of a green candle, so maybe it's, it's trying to like benefit from SGD. So um yeah, like if you look at the name of the company, they're both the same names. So hopefully. And your lunch money spikes. Already 3x. Hopefully that answers x3. Hopefully that answers your question. Um, yeah, and hopefully it ends up going back up. But again, moral of the story: have a stop loss, please, pretty please. Like if I ask you, hey, you're buying the stock at $1.34, are you okay with it going to 63 cents? You're like, hell no. Who do you think I am? Hell no, right? So, and if that's the case, put a stop loss. You're like, you know what? I'm willing to put a stop loss at 120, 110, 99 cents, right? So, please use stop losses. As annoying as they are, they work, they help. Dan, unbelievable. So you sidelined and you charted Vena. Yeah, sometimes that's good. So yeah, SGD is still just sitting there, and then some of these names are just STAI is still also just sitting there. It wants to go IT, doesn't it? So the entry was good, right? Now it just needs the vibes. Just needs the vibes. Do, 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 do. Uh, do, 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 do. Na, 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 na. Mm. There we go. Recon. Recon has actually been pumping really nicely there, huh? Recon. RCON. Yeah, Recon is cooking. Hmm. I don't see any news with this one, and it's an oil stock. So I don't know if the markets are dipping. So oil stocks are like, hey, oil and gold and names like that, right? Yeah, Recon has been flying there, and the bot has been spamming it like a crackhead. Is this still good? Oleg says I'm in a 19, still going down. Sell. I'll take a look, Oleg. RCON is halted up. We're halted up here. Did anybody FOMO into this one? Uh, yeah. STAI Bilal, you should have been in. Yeah, too late. Too late. Halted up. $5.80. Beautiful. Congratulations. You kind of won a FOMO. Yeah, the bot has been spamming this one in Discord for a while now. Right? Again, beauty of being in Discord or just having Discord open. Because, yeah. Sheesh. That first alert came through at 40%, right? From 40% to 97%. So that bot is cooking the stock. Look at that. Gmail says yes, thanks to the bot in Discord, in at $4.40. Look at that, guys. Look at that, right? So we might not be talking about these names on stream, but that's why we have bots, right? Thanks to the bot, I got in at $4.40. Whew. Beautiful. Again, if you're not a member yet, you're missing out. If you're not a member yet, you're missing out. Look at that. Up $1.40. Membership paid for on one play, right? If you're not a member yet, click the link at the bottom. Come join us. Let me take a look at some of these other names you guys were asking for. So Oleg was asking for SBET in a 19. Okay. SOAR is trying to curl there still, Caitlin. SBET 19. Should you sell? Okay, you're not that red on that position, which is good. Which is good. Um, that was a nasty drop, huh? Um, if I were you, if I were a boy. Anyways, um, if I were you, I would probably just set a stop loss below 18 for now. I would risk $1, unless you're not willing to risk it at all. It does look weak, right? It does look really, really weak. I do think though there's a little bit of support at $18 here. So you're down 30 cents, not that big of a deal, right? If you want to cut it because it looks weak, right? But if you want to give it a bit more room, then you could almost say, you know what, stop loss right below $18. Let me look at the 15-minute chart here. Yeah, so this is why I'm saying that, right? You can see that support at 18. There's a green zone there, and the last three 15-minute candles are actually trying to hold that level, right? So yeah, again, like you're not that red. So if you want to sell it, sell it. uh, Unbelievable. Hmm. Yep, Tony, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Don't listen to Dan, guys. Yeah, does that answer your question, Oleg? Hopefully it does. And then Saints MSTR. I posted the levels already for MSTR last night in Discord, so you can always take a look at those. Right? Obviously, we're going to be dipping a little bit as the markets are dipping. I'm not really sure what your question is. Can you please check MSTR? This is what I mean, guys. Like when someone says, "Hey, check MSTR," I can look at the levels, right? But I'm kind of guessing what your intention is with MSTR, right? So for now, MSTR, there's a little bit of support here at 393. So it's obviously below that, but maybe by the time this candle closes, we might actually close above it. And if we don't, there's a lot more room to the downside, to the closer to 375 and into that demand zone at the bottom of the range there. So hopefully that answers your question. But again, kind of guessing, right? So that's what happens. Yeah. Uh, Curtis, ABP. So obviously we started talking about ABP, right? At in the 20s, right? Low 20, right? What should your plan be for this one with an entry at 29 cents? Um, if I was in that same position, I probably would set a stop loss at like 29.99 already. This one still does have potential, but I wouldn't hold it for potential already. So I would put a stop loss like slightly above green and hope that we go boom skis. Hope. Vin. Yeah. No, I think the reason why there's patience there though is because I think it takes every like it took me a while to get this, right? And I wish I had someone helping me. So yeah. So definitely I understand when people are being silly, and yeah, definitely understand. So I will repeat myself to the ends of time, and I'm okay with that. Completely okay with that. Small position, 14. It's been a bull. Yeah. The Weebles. Yep. Not bad at all. Yeah, you can see that $18 resistance, right? From that 4-hour chart on the left hand side, supply zone, beautiful. Right? So it failed and then slapped. Yeah, so if that thing doesn't hold this 14, then we might be looking for that 12 again, Winterfell. Winterfell. Yeah. Let me pull up Jibbo. Right, we keep talking about Jibbo. Yeah, last Friday we were talking about this thing at 5 cents. Right now it's pushing for 10 cents. So yeah, Jibbo does look nice. Right, last Friday 5 cents in the when we were streaming in Discord. Right, so yeah. Your next resistance was right there at $596. Are you in at 511? Okay, yeah. I wish you took those gains though. After the on hold there, right? This is why again that's having the algo is important, right? So your next resistance was right there, and the algo was saying, hey, there's red right here, there's redness, 590 to $6. No bottom resistance. So you mean support then, right? Not resistance. Ready? So your next support will be again when a stock pumps like this. Some of these levels you really can't look at them as support. Yeah, you're looking for 520 there. Yeah. Maybe even like 530, 520. I still think you should have closed that position, Jeffrey. That was a nice pump because you basically went up a dollar and then let it come back down, right? So for now, though, let's hope we can stay above the 9 EMA. So 530, 520. That's okay. When they are, no, seriously, Dan, seriously. Seriously. Yeah, I've lost a lot of money just listening to, just following like idiots. So, yeah. So, yeah, we've lost a lot of money just, doing stupid stuff on your own. Yeah, like back in the day, like most of the time, like the way you could find these stocks is not because you're chatting with people, right? You're just sitting there and you're looking at scanners, and then like by the time you realize that you need to look at the stock, it's already up, this much, and then you FOMO and then it crashes, right? Or there's a newsletter, or there's someone on like social media pumping the stock, right? And then you put money there and straight to the abyss. So, um, yeah, times are so different now than like when we started trading stocks. It was so much like just so deceptive. So deceptive back in the day. D exactly. Yeah, let's go, Tony. Let's go. Absolutely, teamwork. Yeah. It really is nice to have a community that's looking out for you. Really is nice. Let's go, Dan. Love you too. Yeah. Here we go. So it looks like Recon is holding that 520, 530 level for now, Jeffrey. So that's good. We're back to testing that 590 again. All right. So let's see if we can actually break out this time. Alrighty. See if we can break out. It's trying to. Trying to. As tuition, yeah, exactly. There we go. Jeffrey, you're still in your position, right? So yeah, just make sure you don't let it go back to the abyss, right? $6. I mean, again, like back in the day, we didn't have bots like the bots we have in Discord now, where you could get an alert as soon as something was pumping. I mean, like someone got in at $4.40 because the bot was spamming it, right? So $4.40 is somewhere right there on that potential breakout, right? All the way up here. We didn't have stuff like that back in the day. Things have just changed in the last 5 years. Like retail is more in the market now. So then there's better technology. The time has just changed. Yep. No, I do, Dan. Like and it really doesn't benefit us in any way at all. Like when people lose money, like it doesn't benefit us at all. Zero benefits when you lose money. So I'd rather you win than lose monies. Um, you know, yeah, zero. Here we go. 630, 645 at the highs. Beautiful, beautiful. Nice. Very, very nice. Yep, exactly, Tony. Exactly. Na, 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 na. Do, do, do. Here we go. 635 again. Completely new to stocks, trading, and investing, and have zero understanding about this. I just wanted to hear the opinion of people who are completely involved and how you went about learning. Muri, yeah, absolutely. Welcome to the community. Um, I think if you yeah, come join us in Discord. We have a lot of videos. There's a channel that says new trader education. Like a whole bunch of videos, right, from the basics to everything that you need to know. So come join us in Discord, alrighty. And you're definitely in the right place if you're new, because the people in this community are fire, and yeah, fire. I mean, but yeah. So no news, Kambella. Just volume. Ahmad, what are you in at? I'll take a look. Maury, good, 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 good. I always say, like we were blessed with the best people on the internet. Blessed, best people in the internet, because usually it's not this nice. Usually people are quite ruthless. Um, but we have some pretty amazing people in this community, so that's good. Very very amazing people. Positive vibes, PLRZ. Robs, ayo Robs. You're in at 174. Okay. It looks like it's trying to come back. You must have been red in that position, right? So you were holding that position all the way down to 130 for the retest. Yeah, you were. Yeah. So look to the left hand side. This is why we say it's important to look at these larger time frames. So look on the left hand side. This was your first high, right? This was your first high. This was your breakout. This was your retest, right? So to me, you should not have been holding that position. You should have waited for the retest and then got in. But for now, though, it's slowly creeping up. So if you can break above $1.65, I think you're going to be fine. So if you can break and close above 165, you're going to get your money back. Alrighty. So for now, maybe just make sure we stay above 150. Let's go, Paula. I'm glad you're here now. And Recon just wants to stick around $6 here, it seems, for now. Sure, Rob. uh, I know, right, Dan? Someone said something about the algo. Uh-huh. Mm. My goodness, SGD is so annoying. I mean, like, we like the stock and it's holding up really well, but damn, can it just go? What the hell? What the hell? We're just stuck at 150 now. Again, there shouldn't be a single soul that's red on this stock. If you're red on this stock, send me your address. I'll send the FBI to your door. Um, Alrighty. If you're red in this position, then I don't know. But yeah, really good stonk, right? Nice entries, slow, steady. But where's the damn volume for the breakout fin? Where is it? Yeah, yeah. Do, do. Yeah. No, yeah, I know you guys need to yeah, politics, the politics channel is interesting, isn't it? I rarely go in there, but whenever I go in there, I think the reason why we created the politics channel is so like people could have conversations, because it's gonna come out anyways. And if you're gonna talk about politics, just go somewhere else. Go to the politics channel. I don't care about politics. I care about politics to the extent that I think people should do the research and do the voting. Educate yourself, do your stuff, right? Um, like take politics into your own hands, right? But fighting about politics on social media, and I think it's useless. Politics and religion, that's one of those things where you will never change anybody's mind. Rarely. Right? It's very rare that you change someone's mind about politics. usually people have made the decision and they're willing to fight for that decision, right? I don't care about your opinion when it comes to politics. I don't care about you changing my mind about politics. So, so politics is to me is one of those things that's like, you know, yeah, keep it away. Right? So, like, if we ever get to the point where people start fighting, and like our members are quite nicer, they can have like conversations and not too feisty conversations. They do fight, but not too feisty. But if we do get to that point where it's like, it's affecting everything else, then I'm just gonna delete the politics channel, and you guys can talk about politics on another platform, like Facebook or something, because we're here to make monies and and be friends, monies and friends, and help each other grow. Right? Politics doesn't do that, right? Yeah. Let's go, Dr. Rob. Yeah, like, yeah, it's just the way that the world is, right? Like people have made up their minds, and it's so hard to change someone's mind when it comes to politics and religion. Those things are like so deeply rooted into people, you can't really change. So, sometimes I see you guys having really good conversations, but I'm like, meh. The people that are causing chaos are somewhere else causing chaos. We're not gonna change anything. Like we're just not. Right. So I'd rather be nice to you so you can have a good day than be like, no, your opinion is stupid. I'd rather be nice. You know? Yeah. It does. It does. It really does. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not interested, Rob. Not interested. Yeah. Let's go. Especially on Friday night, you can tell people are drunk and posting. Yep. 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 Yeah. No, my concern for that channel though is that like my only concern, I think you guys are fairly good with just having conversations. I think that's really good. My only concern for a channel like the politics channel, yes, it does keep away like the politics conversation from all the other channels. My concern though is that people become resentful for like the other members. It's like, yeah, you're having a conversation, but then someone doesn't like you behind doors, and then that creates a little bit of a divide, which there really shouldn't be, man. So that would be the only concern. I think freedom of speech, people should be able to share their opinions, and even if someone doesn't agree with you, like you should be able to. But yeah, anyways, Jibbo has been really, really nice. Small pop. I need big boom skis, Tony. Big boom skis. Big boom skis. So again, SGD is still like a pretty nice stock, like one of the favorites. Game of Thrones. So if you ever wake up, like if someone is feisty and you wake up and the politics channel is gone, then it's just gone, right? Like, it's nothing personal. It's just I just don't want people fighting for for something that isn't gonna help anybody. So yeah. Yeah. No, not saying that I'm gonna delete it or I have a reason. I don't have a reason. So I'm just saying, right? Yeah. some opinions just suck. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Come on, we need breakouts. We need boom skis. Spikes. Ah, Christ on a bike, on a motorbike. Mark, is that from that dude on Facebook? Mark, I know, right? This damn thing just needs to break out, doesn't it? But anyways, yeah, Jibo is playing with that 10 cents. So if it can break and consolidate, then I think there might be a lot more room to the upside. 95%. Let's see. Mm, mm, mm. Jameson. See? Damn. That's what I mean, Jameson. Like, are you in the chat? You are in the chat, right? That's what I mean. Like, you have to uh yes, Bella. Yeah. Absolutely. I agree. Yeah. Politics is always gonna be in there, like, and if it's related to stocks, yeah. But sometimes we go down the rabbit hole. No, that's okay, D. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, LT. Where's LT? LT loves politics. LT's like, I feel like LT, like as soon as he sees like a headline, you know what LT opens? Chat GPT and Google. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I think LT's done a really good job like helping a lot of people in the community, but then there's the politics side. He loves the politics. And see what I mean though, like LT seems like such a fun guy, right? Like such a fun, amazing guy, right? Like without the politics, you'd be like, damn, like thank you very much for helping me. He's good at the charts, like like you see some of his pictures in like Hangout. The dude loves to party. The dude loves the rave. But I bet you there's someone in Discord that resents LT for his political views, right? That's what I don't want. That's it. Right? So that's what I mean, right? So maybe that's why he's taking some time off, right? Like dude is amazing with the charts. He's really helpful. He's a fun guy. He knows a little bit about everything. But then as soon as he gets into politics, someone's like, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. Right? That's the problem. Is then people will get judged for their views, right? So and that's not always a good thing. I know, Rob. I know. I know. If we judge everybody for their political views, like half of the chat would be on this side, half of it would be on this side, and then religion and stuff like that. Yeah, that's not what we're here for. Damn, spies dying again, Dan. That little pop there was a scam. Little scammy. There we go. Just join Discord and send to your friend request. Would like to join the community, James? Let's go. You send me a friend request. I don't see it. Make sure it's not the fake place, please. But if you do want to join the community and join us in Discord, though, you have to be a member on YouTube, James. Maybe you have multiple accounts. But if you haven't joined on YouTube, you need to click this link at the bottom of the chat and join the legend level and then connect to Discord. Alrighty? Yeah. To divide us, easier to control, Mark? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Mm, 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 mm. Daddy says I was in the political channel, then I blocked it too much. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I think most people have seen the worst of politics, right? It's just people should be able to share their opinions and like you listen, and say, you know what, that's your opinion, that's a good point. Like, oh, you know what, I didn't think of that, right? Maybe that's going to help me change my opinion. Or that's your opinion and I don't agree with it, but that's your opinion, and still you're high five, you're still you're still a cool person, right? Doesn't work like that anymore, right? Like if someone doesn't agree with you, not in this community, like just in general, someone doesn't agree with you, sometimes they will fight you. Like like fight you, you know? Like you will see people fight for like politics on the streets, and like it gets to extremes, right? It's like, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, what are you doing? Let's say I agreed with you. Like, okay, and then what? Now we're buddies because I agreed with you. Like, what did that change? Yeah, crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, it's when you have never met just because of how they, yeah, where 90% are just yeah, exactly, exactly. Yep. Anyways, moving on. Recon is still trying to test the $6 level again here. $6. You did, Valal? Oh, that's okay. Yeah, that is okay. You're not wrong, Salat. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yep. 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 Yeah, honestly, Sammy, everybody for the most part, right? Yep. Opinion and walk away with respect for each other. Absolutely. Absolutely, Dr. Rob. Yep. There are not very many people, especially in this community, there are not very many people that like, and this is what I mean, right? I don't think there's a single member in Discord or like just human for the most. I mean, there are horrible people out there, right? But it's very rare that you find someone that like if you were crossing the road and a car was about to run you over, like they wouldn't help you. Like if you were starving and they could help you, like they wouldn't help you. It's very, like, you know what I mean? Like people are generally good, right? Like people are generally amazing. Um, if you need help, someone will always be there to help you. You know, it's not like that when it comes to politics. Though. So I just think like that stuff. I don't really care for it because that's really, yeah. Like I said, do your research. You know, vote, speak to your politicians, right? Tell them they need to do better, right? But fighting other humans though that like have no control or just trying to survive and make their lives better as well, they're just the same as you, right? So I think that's where the problem is at, right? These dudes will sit there and make us fight. At the end of the day, they're like, good, you guys can fight, fight, fight. We don't care, right? Yeah. Anyways, I haven't yet, Tony. I haven't yet. Yeah. IT, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. IT, make sure you send me that email though, right? Hot Trades X, because I don't see your email yet for the giveaway. For the yeah. Let's go, Robert. Thank you very much. I think it's the community, right? Like people like you. Again, most of the chat. Like, I think people show up on stream, right? People show up on stream, and they're like, hey, you guys are having fun, or like they're just the general vibe of the conversation in the chat, right? So when you guys are joking in the chat, looking for ideas, they're like, you know what, I want to be a part of this, right? So um, everybody definitely plays a huge role in this. That's why we like positive people and nice people and helpful people, selfless people. Anyways, Recon is cooking. Cooking. There it is, Recon. Foof. Recon said bye bye. Are you in this one, Dr. Rob? There we go. So $7 push. You check again? Okay, for some reason I did not see it. Yeah, no, I don't see an email. You are? Monies. Yeah, 710, 720 is your next little resistance here. This is actually the 52-week high for Recon. 52-week high. uh, Rob, you're the definition of helpful and positive as well. And Dan, I mean, well, Dan, I don't know about positive. Dan's always in the chat causing chaos. Helpful? Yes. Yeah. Hecla mining. Mm-mm. Yeah, as long as we stay above that, that 110 resistance support for STAI, I don't mind it. Rob, by the way, you have a one-on-one in 15 minutes. Yeah, one-on-one in 15 minutes, Rob. Don't be late. Since I randomly stumbled across the let's go, Drew. Let's go. Yeah, you can't miss it. So there's gonna be 4 people in that one-on-one. So one's Rob, one's Jericho, the other one's Criminal Mark. Winterfell, yeah, I agree. So really nice run though, 130%. I like it. I like it. I like it. $200, $500. Let's go. Well done. Yeah, well done. Again, this stock has been really nice, right? Scalp, 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 scalp. So congratulations. Yeah, 160 again. And then back down, right? So this stock has been our favorite stock today just because you can scalp it easily multiple times. Joseph, that's a good question. I don't think so. I hope he does. That's the hope from the market. Good job on selling this thing, by the way, man. Because if he didn't sell, look at it now, right? Drop again, 140. Rate cut July, but hinting may fuel the market. Yeah, that's the hope, right? I don't think anybody's expecting a rate cut tomorrow, but the hope, that we do it in September is what the markets would be looking for. I highly doubt he's going to do that. But I hope Trump has pushed him far enough that he's like, you know what, let's just do it. But the Fed is independent of, so they're gonna do their own thing. But yeah, yeah, I doubt it, but I hope he does something. So here comes that 710 test again. We actually made brand new highs at 712, but 710 resistance for Recon. 710. Rob, you don't have a meeting though, right? Should be good to go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. 15 minutes with Jericho and Mark. Strategy. So cash secured puts, covered calls, and other things. Winterfell. Okay. You're making hot dogs. Unbelievable. You're making hot dogs, Rob. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now I want a hot dog. You know when you grill a hot dog and like it's nice and juicy and you just eat it without the bun? And it's a good hot dog? Amazing. Now I'm hungry. Mm. Tony. Uh, Unbelievable. HWH is testing that 200, so if that's something you're looking at, watch $2 here for HWH. PLRZ is still holding that bottom of the range there, off 160, 150, so that's good. I'm at so CLSD, clear side, you're in at 58 cents. So you're slightly right on that position. Yeah, it's failing because it hit the 50 EMA on the 4 hour, and then also like on the daily, you have a whole bunch of resistance there below 60. Um, mm, I like how it's coming back, right? It came back today. So you most likely bought this thing a while ago, and then it came back today, right? You could have closed that position at 57, like for 1 penny loss. But that's not too bad though. I think if you can stay above 50 cents, if you can stay above 40, like let's just say 48 cents, if you can stay above 48 to 50 cents, I think you should be okay. Um, put a stop loss. Too much bread gets in the way. Yeah, yeah. Without the bun, our winter fell. Very nice. On Wednesday, Shush. One of these times, one of you guys will be barbecuing, and I'm just gonna show up. Just show up. And if you took your gains on Recon close to $7, congratulations, because that thing dropped all the way down to $6, 6.20. So pay yourself on the way up. Let's go, Tony. Yeah. You did, Ahmed? Okay, yeah. So just think of stop losses though, right? Please. Because if you bought that thing at 58 and you're like, you know what, 56 isn't holding, 55 isn't holding, and you sold that thing and you bought back at 40 cents, guess what? You made your money back, right? So you could always cut a position and then get back in at a cheaper price if it doesn't look good. HCTI with a bit of a comeback. Yeah, SGD has been really predictable, right? Like, look at this. How many times have we been to 160 and then back down to 130? How many times, right? So we're dropping there again, and this time it's coming with a lot of violence. So be very careful. The reason I say be careful is because every other time we got to $1.30, guys, we were above the 200 EMA, above the white line, and the VWAP. That's really important. This time it's going to be different. So just be careful. We might bounce again, but just be careful. Alrighty. So the levels are never just the levels. The levels are different. Alrighty. Just because we're getting to $1.30 doesn't mean, oh yeah, we've been here before. No, it's always different, depending on like the way we get there. But now it's kind of still holding that 126. Mountains while watching your players recover. Good vibes. Let's go, Jameson. That's what I was gonna say, Jameson. Like you need to get rid of the ones that are not working because you have ones like the ones you sent me, right? Like TNet, right? Not working, get rid of it. Smaller losses, Jameson. Alrighty. We have about another 5 minutes left, guys, and then I'm gonna hop off and go do some one-on-ones. Alrighty. So if you have any last questions, let me know. Don't forget to smash a like if you haven't already. Thank you if you have already. I see your membership, your email now. Yeah, smash a like, guys. Hit that subscribe if you're new. If you're not a member yet and you do want to join us in Discord, you should. If not, you're gonna miss out. Alrighty. So click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot and become a legend member and come join us in Discord. Alrighty. Don't miss out. Perfect. Click on that link I just emailed you, IT. Alrighty, and then you should be good to go. Click on that link, give it 30 seconds or so, and then you should be good to go. Thank you, Elisa. With that offering, no limit, depending on the offering price. I was ready to go when you started talking. Unbelievable. Dan. I'm glad the markets did for you today, though. Glad the markets did for you today. Useless goats. Is it worth holding or sell, Safi? Your resistance is still at. Oh, there we go. Looking better, right? Yeah, finally broke. Okay, $1.30 is your next resistance there. By the way, Safi. So looking better. Okay, and that $1.10 is held really nicely. When Kel is in a stock, you know the boomskis will come, right? Kel, I don't know when your free membership expires as well. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But if it does, just renew on YouTube already, because I think that's coming up. It does. It expires on its own too. So I think I think I saw something somewhere. It's hot outside. Dan, be a man. Go outside. Go outside. Go outside, Dan. And Matt, you're cooking, by the way. You're cooking, so keep cooking. Lock in the gains, take smaller losses. Kel, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So make sure you renew that stuff like now, like right away, Yeah. Don't make us miss you. Yeah. Uh, it feels like 108. Yeah, that's hot. Maybe wait for a cooler day, Dan, or maybe do it in the morning. When your neighbors are sleeping. When your neighbors are sleeping, right? Just yeah. Ooh, those neighbors. Okay, sounds good, Kel. Next week, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Because I don't always pay attention, and then it just kicks you out, right? So yeah, make sure you renew it. Because I will find you. Yeah, STI has done a really good job holding the bottom, and I know some of you guys are still sitting in this one waiting for the boom skis. So, Chris, are you still in this one, right? This one's taking forever, forever, forever. There we go. Here comes that $1.30 level. $1.30. Pretty nice recovery though from the bottom. Nice recovery from the bottom. It's below 6, Danny. So I'm not sure what the question is. Either she thinks she kills me or the heat does. Yeah, maybe just go do it. It's better if the heat does, Dan. You know, better if the heat does. Do, 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 do. Yeah, $1.30 is your resistance. You mean 5.30? That's your entry. Okay, that's not too bad then. As long as it stays above. Yeah, so that 5.30 we mentioned earlier, right? So again, 5.30, 5.30, 5.30, right? So as long as it stays above for recon there, it's not too bad. If it breaks below, then you have a problem. Alrighty? So watch that level. Yeah. Much love, Dan. Maybe get a glass of cold water or take a smoothie out there with you, so it's fun while you're doing it. Um, yeah. Or put an ice hat on your head or something, and then and go outside. Much love. Have a wonderful rest of the day. See you in Discord. Cause in the heat, yeah, yeah. Then she can make you one of those crazy breakfasts she makes you, every morning. Yeah, because those look amazing, amazing, amazing. Yeah. By the way, IT, you're good to go in Discord. So welcome. We're gonna be in stock general when we get off the stream. Stock general. Alrighty. Tony. Yeah, exactly. Alrighty, all. Much love. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Be safe. We will be in stock general if you need any help or have questions. Stock general legend already. So smash a like before you go. Hit that subscribe if you're new. And again, if you're not a member yet and you want to join us in Discord, click the link at the bottom of the chat. If you do become a member, your Discord link is going to be under the community section on YouTube. It only shows up once you become a legend member. Alrighty. If you can't find it, just send me an email, hottradsx@gmail. Again, have a wonderful rest of the day. See you guys in Discord. Alrighty. Yeah, exactly, Tony. Fanta. Bye for now, guys. See you guys in Discord and then tomorrow. But the chaos, tomorrow is Fed Day. Thank you, Salad. See you in Discord. Bye, Tony. And Thrust. Bye, guys. Bye, bye, bye.